This week, the Texas high school football season begins, and on the debut edition of Friday Night Football, we've got a great matchup on deck. Number 5 Frisco Lone Star out of 5A Division I on the road to face number 4 Argyle from 5A Division II. Both teams legit state title contenders. Both these teams made deep playoff runs last year. Lone Star to the regional finals and Argyle to the state semis. And when they played last year in week 1, Lone Star won it with a fourth quarter touchdown run from Carice Hoyt, 24-17. Hoyt is our player to watch for Frisco Lone Star. He was the starting quarterback last year. This year he's moving to running back, safety, wide receiver, and punt returner. As head coach Jeff Rayburn tells us, because he's an incredibly unselfish player. And he's a big-time recruit as well, with 18 scholarship offers. For Argyle, it's junior receiver Julian Caldwell, a 4-star stud who head coach Todd Rogers thinks could eventually be the best receiver Argyle has ever had come through their program. You can watch this game live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Frisco, Lone Star, and Argyle to kick off the Friday night football season. And after the game, come check out Friday Night Football 5th Quarter, our post-game streaming show. This year on WFAA+. Bigger, more highlights, all the good stuff. Friday nights at 10:35 on WFAA+.
Good evening, everybody, and it's Friday Night Football. It's back, and we are live tonight on WFAA+ with the Frisco Lone Star Rangers versus the Argyle Eagles, and that's at Eagle Stadium in Argyle. And the weather looks phenomenal for the end of August to kick off Friday Night Football. It's hard to beat weather like this. Kickoff 7 p.m. and temperatures will be in the upper 70s with mostly cloudy skies. We expect the game to be dry tonight. Mike Leslie will be calling the game live, so make sure you tune in. Again, you can download WFAA Plus on your TV. Watch this game live, 8 p.m. 75, 9 p.m. 74. Phenomenal weather for this time of the year in North Texas. Other games across North Texas, the weather still looks as good. Can't rule out a little bit of drizzle here or there. Most of the area is going to be dry, but Prosper versus Austin Westlake, 78, 7 p.m., 75 at 8, 74 at 9, kickoff again at 7. Still in the middle to upper 70s in South Oak Cliff against Galena Park. It's kickoff at 7:30. Again, the weather could not be better. We'll have mostly cloudy skies. Clouds begin to break up later tonight. And then we have Denton Geyer Wildcats versus Aledo Bearcats. Temperatures, again, really nice for this time of the year with highs in the middle to upper 70s. Enjoy your Friday night. Have a great holiday weekend and enjoy the return of Friday Night Football.
This week, the Texas high school football season begins, and on the debut edition of Friday Night Football, we've got a great matchup on deck. Number 5 Frisco Lone Star out of 5A Division I on the road to face number 4 Argyle from 5A Division II. Both teams legit state title contenders. Both these teams made deep playoff runs last year. Lone Star to the regional finals and Argyle to the state semis. And when they played last year in week 1, Lone Star won it with a fourth quarter touchdown run from Carice Hoyt, 24-17. Hoyt is our player to watch for Frisco Lone Star. He was the starting quarterback last year. This year he's moving to running back, safety, wide receiver, and punt returner. As head coach Jeff Rayburn tells us, because he's an incredibly unselfish player. And he's a big-time recruit as well, with 18 scholarship offers. For Argyle, it's junior receiver Julian Caldwell, a 4-star stud who head coach Todd Rogers thinks could eventually be the best receiver Argyle has ever had come through their program. You can watch this game live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Frisco, Lone Star, and Argyle to kick off the Friday night football season. And after the game, come check out Friday Night Football 5th Quarter, our post-game streaming show. this year on WFAA Plus. Bigger, more highlights, all the good stuff. Friday nights at 10:35 on WFAA Plus.
Good evening, everybody, and it's Friday Night Football. It's back, and we are live tonight on WFAA Plus with the Frisco Lone Star Rangers versus the Argyle Eagles, and that's at Eagle Stadium in Argyle. And the weather looks phenomenal for the end of August to kick off Friday Night Football. It's hard to beat weather like this. Kickoff 7 p.m. and temperatures will be in the upper 70s with mostly cloudy skies. We expect the game to be dry tonight. Mike Leslie will be calling the game live, so make sure you tune in. Again, you can download WFAA Plus on your TV. Watch this game live, 8 p.m. 75, 9 p.m. 74. Phenomenal weather for this time of the year in North Texas. Other games across North Texas, the weather still looks as good. Can't rule out a little bit of drizzle here or there. Most of the area is going to be dry, but Prosper versus Austin Westlake, 78, 7 p.m., 75 at 8, 74 at 9, kickoff again at 7. Still in the middle to upper 70s in South Oak Cliff against Galena Park. It's kickoff at 7:30. Again, the weather could not be better. We'll have mostly cloudy skies. Clouds begin to break up later tonight. And then we have Denton Guyer Wildcats versus Aledo Bearcats. Temperatures, again, really nice for this time of the year with highs in the middle to upper 70s. Enjoy your Friday night. Have a great holiday weekend and enjoy the return of Friday Night Football.
This week, the Texas high school football season begins, and on the debut edition of Friday Night Football, we've got a great matchup on deck. Number 5 Frisco Lone Star out of 5A Division I on the road to face number 4 Argyle from 5A Division II. Both teams legit state title contenders. Both these teams made deep playoff runs last year. Lone Star to the regional finals and Argyle to the state semis. And when they played last year in week 1, Lone Star won it with a fourth quarter touchdown run from Carice Hoyt, 24-17. Hoyt is our player to watch for Frisco Lone Star. He was the starting quarterback last year. This year he's moving to running back, safety, wide receiver, and punt returner. As head coach Jeff Rayburn tells us, because he's an incredibly unselfish player. And he's a big-time recruit as well, with 18 scholarship offers. For Argyle, it's junior receiver Julian Caldwell, a 4-star stud who head coach Todd Rogers thinks could eventually be the best receiver Argyle has ever had come through their program. You can watch this game live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA Plus. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Frisco, Lone Star, and Argyle to kick off the Friday Night Football season. And after the game, come check out Friday Night Football 5th Quarter, our post-game streaming show. This year on WFAA Plus. Bigger, more highlights, all the good stuff. Friday nights at 10:35 on WFAA Plus.
Good evening, everybody, and it's Friday Night Football. It's back, and we are live tonight on WFAA Plus with the Frisco Lone Star Rangers versus the Argyle Eagles, and that's at Eagle Stadium in Argyle. And the weather looks phenomenal for the end of August to kick off Friday Night Football. It's hard to beat weather like this. Kickoff 7 p.m. and temperatures will be in the upper 70s with mostly cloudy skies. We expect the game to be dry tonight. Mike Leslie will be calling the game live, so make sure you tune in. Again, you can download WFAA Plus on your TV. Watch this game live, 8 p.m. 75, 9 p.m. 74. Phenomenal weather for this time of the year in North Texas. Other games across North Texas, the weather still looks as good. Can't rule out a little bit of drizzle here or there. Most of the area is going to be dry, but Prosper versus Austin Westlake, 78, 7 p.m., 75 at 8, 74 at 9, kickoff again at 7. Still in the middle to upper 70s in South Oak Cliff against Galena Park. It's kickoff at 7:30. Again, the weather could not be better. We'll have mostly cloudy skies. Clouds begin to break up later tonight. And then we have Denton Guyer Wildcats versus Aledo Bearcats. Temperatures, again, really nice for this time of the year with highs in the middle to upper 70s. Enjoy your Friday night. Have a great holiday weekend and enjoy the return of Friday Night Football.
This week, the Texas high school football season begins, and on the debut edition of Friday Night Football, we've got a great matchup on deck. Number 5 Frisco Lone Star out of 5A Division I on the road to face number 4 Argyle from 5A Division II. Both teams legit state title contenders. Both these teams made deep playoff runs last year. Lone Star to the regional finals and Argyle to the state semis. And when they played last year in week 1, Lone Star won it with a fourth quarter touchdown run from Carice Hoyt, 24-17. Hoyt is our player to watch for Frisco Lone Star. He was the starting quarterback last year. This year, he's moving to running back, safety, wide receiver, and punt returner, as head coach Jeff Rayburn tells us, because he's an incredibly unselfish player. And he's a big-time recruit as well, with 18 scholarship offers. For Argyle, it's junior receiver Julian Caldwell, a four-star stud who head coach Todd Rogers thinks could eventually be the best receiver Argyle has ever had come through their program. You can watch this game live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Frisco, Lone Star, and Argyle to kick off the Friday night football season. And after the game, come check out Friday Night Football 5th Quarter, our post-game streaming show. This year on WFAA+. Bigger, more highlights, all the good stuff. Friday nights at 10:35 on WFAA+.
Good evening, everybody, and it's Friday Night Football. It's back, and we are live tonight on WFAA+ with the Frisco Lone Star Rangers versus the Argyle Eagles, and that's at Eagle Stadium in Argyle. And the weather looks phenomenal for the end of August to kick off Friday Night Football. It's hard to beat weather like this. Kickoff 7 p.m. and temperatures will be in the upper 70s with mostly cloudy skies. We expect the game to be dry tonight. Mike Leslie will be calling the game live, so make sure you tune in. Again, you can download WFAA+ on your TV. Watch this game live, 8 p.m. 75, 9 p.m. 74. Phenomenal weather for this time of the year in North Texas. Other games across North Texas, the weather still looks as good. Can't rule out a little bit of drizzle here or there. Most of the area is going to be dry, but Prosper versus Austin Westlake, 78, 7 p.m., 75 at 8, 74 at 9, kickoff again at 7. Still in the middle to upper 70s in South Oak Cliff against Galena Park. It's kickoff at 7:30. Again, the weather could not be better. We'll have mostly cloudy skies. Clouds begin to break up later tonight. And then we have Denton Guyer Wildcats versus Aledo Bearcats. Temperatures, again, really nice for this time of the year with highs in the middle to upper 70s. Enjoy your Friday night. Have a great holiday weekend and enjoy the return of Friday Night Football.
This week, the Texas high school football season begins, and on the debut edition of Friday Night Football, we've got a great matchup on deck. Number 5 Frisco Lone Star out of 5A Division I on the road to face number 4 Argyle from 5A Division II. Both teams legit state title contenders. Both these teams made deep playoff runs last year. Lone Star to the regional finals and Argyle to the state semis. And when they played last year in week 1, Lone Star won it with a fourth quarter touchdown run from Carice Hoyt, 24-17. Hoyt is our player to watch for Frisco Lone Star. He was the starting quarterback last year. This year, he's moving to running back, safety, wide receiver, and punt returner, as head coach Jeff Rayburn tells us, because he's an incredibly unselfish player. And he's a big-time recruit as well, with 18 scholarship offers. For Argyle, it's junior receiver Julian Caldwell, a four-star stud who head coach Todd Rogers thinks could eventually be the best receiver Argyle has ever had come through their program. You can watch this game live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Frisco, Lone Star, and Argyle to kick off the Friday night football season. And after the game, come check out Friday Night Football 5th Quarter, our post-game streaming show. This year on WFAA+. Bigger, more highlights, all the good stuff. Friday nights at 10:35 on WFAA+.
The high school football season has returned, and tonight in Argyle, it kicks off with a matchup of two teams with bona fide state championship hopes, as number 5 Frisco Lone Star visits number 4 Argyle on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas Day Brazil. And with that, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Mike Leslie alongside the former Lincoln High and Kansas State linebacker Heckma Harrison. Heckma, we're back again. Yep. Year number 8 on the air. And what a game to start the year with the game of the week in North Texas. Frisco Lone Star and Argyle.
Look, Mike, it feels like we've never left Argyle Stadium.
Right?
We've been here so many times. But, man, what a game to call to kick the season off. And these are two very physical teams, but two very well-coached teams as well.
Yeah, we were here just a little under a year ago for Frisco Emerson in Argyle in the first round of the playoffs. Now we're back for Lone Star in Argyle. They started the season last year with a 24-17 game. We figure another really good game on deck for tonight. Let's get you our players to watch for this football game. First, for the visiting Lone Star Rangers, Carice Hoyt. Their starting quarterback a year ago, Heckma. This year he's going to be running back, wide receiver, safety, punt returner, everything.
Look, if this was a restaurant, he's the hostess, he's the busboy, he's the server, and the chef. He does it all for this team. And when you talk with Coach Jeff Rayburn about this kid, he's like, look, we can use him anywhere, and that's a complete luxury to have for a coach.
He was the unanimous district MVP last year. He was sensational for this team last year. If he wanted to be the starting quarterback all 3 years, he could have been. He was selfless enough to say, you know what, we got some young guys coming up through. Let me go do all these other things and make us a better football team. Meanwhile, for Argyle, it's their junior wide receiver, Julian Caldwell. And Todd Rogers told us last year that this young man may walk out of here as the best receiver they've ever had.
This kid is electric, and he has some incredible mitts on him. He extends this defenses, take the top off, but he is a supreme route runner. I love watching this kid, Caldwell.
Will Krzyzak is gone now, so now he's the guy. He was very important last year as a sophomore, but now it is Julian Caldwell's time. He's going to be the bell cow on the outside for this offense.
Yeah, and you know, the way that they like to extend that spread, Caldwell is one of those guys, again, he's so fast, so elusive. He can do the short game, he can do the long game. Lone Star has to have a scheme to try and stop this young man.
This is a game that we expect to be a really good football game. It's not often that we walk into the stadium and kind of shrug going, I'm not sure who's going to win this football game. That's not common. Usually in Texas high school football, you've got a feeling one way or the other. This feels kind of like a coin flip.
It is, and the reason being is the two coaches that are involved here. You got a team in Frisco Lone Star that is fast and physical. On the other side, you have an offensive line that is mountainous, that can move bodies. So you have no idea which way this is going to go, and I think that's where the coin flip mentality comes in.
It was a terrific game a year ago. Let's bring you back to the 2024 matchup between these two teams. Week 1 of last season, Argyle and Frisco Lone Star squared off, and this was a very entertaining football game. First quarter, Lone Star down 7, but Carice Hoyt hits Bryson Jones for the 53-yard touchdown pass. Rangers had tied this game up 7-7. Back comes Argyle. McGuire Gasperson, who's back for this year, hits Will Krzyzak, the aforementioned, for the touchdown pass here. Argyle led this game 17-7. It was 17-10 at halftime. Lone Star, though, would score the only points in the second half. 2 second-half touchdowns. This 1-yard plunge from Carice Hoyt would be the difference in the football game. That gave Lone Star the 24-17 lead that they would win this game by. This was early fourth quarter, and Lone Star gets the win. They started the year 1-0 and began their march to a season that ultimately ended, Heckma, in the regional final against a Highland Park team that played for a state championship. Meanwhile, for Argyle, they went to the state semis last year and played SOC in the state semifinals for the second straight year. So these are two teams that are used to making deep runs and that we expect to again this year make very deep runs.
And Argyle felt like they let one get away last year in Frisco at Pizza Hut Park. That is a very fast stadium. That turf, soccer turf, very short. And man, I tell you, it bode well for Frisco Lone Star. This game today, a little bit different on their home turf. I think they feel like they have the advantage.
Speaking of very fast, I talked with Todd Rogers for a little bit pregame, and I loved this line. After just watching Lone Star warm up for about 20 minutes, he looked at me and goes, they're illegally fast. Like it should be against some sort of law how fast this football team is. Lone Star's got dudes everywhere around the field.
At least a misdemeanor, huh? when you're that fast, and he's right. I mean, not only defensively but offensively, man, they have it, the full gamut. But you got to keep your eyes on this kid, Carice Hoyt.
We will see. As you see, Carice Hoyt out on the field right now is one of the captains for Frisco Lone Star as we get the coin toss here in a matter of moments. You will see, though, a sophomore starting at quarterback for Frisco Lone Star in Trey Wright. Built up,
Yes.
Hyped up, expected to be really, really good. His ceiling is sky high, according to Jeff Rayburn. This is his first game as the starter. Let's give the kid some grace and let's see how he begins his career. He's not going to come out probably anyway guns blazing from day one. I'm sure he'd love to tonight.
Oh, yeah.
But let's give this kid some grace and see what he can do his first game out of the gates. But his ceiling is super high. They expect a lot out of this young man.
Look, for a sophomore to be starting here, that says a lot about him, and it made Kyrie Hoyt move around and say, hey, you're the guy for us. But this is Texas high school football, Friday Night Lights, and the curtain is about to open on that young man. Let's see if the moment is too big for him.
You're seeing the coin toss right now. It looks like Lone Star just won the toss and deferred to the second half, so it will be Argyle to receive the kickoff. We will get to see the Argyle offense take the field first here in just a couple of minutes' time. Again, kickoff of this game coming at 7 o'clock. We have got so much in store for you here tonight in Argyle. Heckma, it is finally time to start the 2025 high school football season, and we will do so next. Argyle and Frisco Lone Star after this. End zone shot. What a catch! Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, South Oak Cliff at Duncanville. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Your Friday night lights just got brighter. Catch a live broadcast of the biggest high school football games all season long. The 12-yard touchdown. Cheer on your hometown. Plus, get the full halftime experience. Don't miss every step, beat, and cheer. Lacey's still on his feet and he'll score. Join me, Mike Leslie, and Heckma Harrison for all the insights, commentary, and all the stats. Stream the broadcast free. Friday Night Football on WFAA+.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas Day Brazil from Eagle Stadium in Argyle. The season opener of Friday Night Football is 5th-ranked Lone Star and the homestanding Eagles, ranked 4th in the state. Again, Lone Star won the toss and deferred. Argyle will get the ball to start. Deep to return for the Argyle Eagles, Julian Caldwell and Nathaniel Bruce. And to kick it away for the Lone Star Rangers, Landon Moore, the junior. The first of 17 Fridays in the Texas high school football season. And we're underway here on Friday Night Football from Argyle. From a yard deep, it's Nate Bruce. Tripped up at the 15-yard line, down to the 19. And that's where McGuire Gasperson and the Eagles offense will get to work.
Yeah, right away from me, Mike, I have my eyes on the trenches. So many great matchups down low, but look at number 6. We didn't mention him in the open. Nick Viveros, their linebacker. downhill is all I got to say about this young man.
McGuire Gasperson, the starting quarterback for the Argyle Eagles, the 3-star UTSA commit. Head coach Tom Rogers said all the work he did during the wintertime, it's like he played a whole other season in the offseason. He is ready to take a big-time leap this season. Handoff to Nate Bruce on the first play of the season for the Argyle Eagles. As you see the starters roll across your screen. Bruce, a second-team All-State honoree a year ago at the safety position. They're moving him to running back this year. Lowers his shoulder for a couple more, but a quick third down.
And you see right off the top the tempo that the Eagles play with, right back to the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 5. They've got to get to the 28. To Bruce again, and the Lone Star defense up to the task. Chris Knowles there for to make the tackle. Marcel Dominguez as well, and it's fourth down.
Yeah, and you see Knowles down low at that one tech, number 46, man. He is so big, 6'4", 262. He just completely causing a pile down low and nowhere to go for the Eagles offense.
Carice Hoyt deep to return for the Lone Star Rangers. Nate Bruce does everything for this team. The lefty punt up the near sideline, away from Hoyt and out of bounds. And out comes Jeff Rayburn's Frisco Lone Star Rangers offense, led by the sophomore, Trey Wright. Officially the starter, but he will share time, Heckma, with the backup, John Madden, who's a junior. But the two of them will combine to replace Carice Hoyt. Trey Wright already has a pair of offers, UNT and Sacramento State, just as a sophomore, and they expect the offers to roll in as this season goes along and as his career goes along, because he is a special, special talent. Good field position for Lone Star from their own 48. Wright rolling out near side, complete to Isaiah Massey for a couple.
Tell you, that does a lot for a young quarterback, Trey Wright, with the throw on the first possession, on the first down, and it's a completion. Talk about a young man that probably has a ton of nerves right now. His heart is probably in his throat.
Handoff, Massey. Squirts through for a couple, flag on the play, right at the point of attack.
And if I'm guessing, that is a holding penalty. Oh, they get a face mask.
It's going to be a free first down here for the Lone Star offense when they were going to be facing a third and medium. Ryan Vance, our referee tonight, heading up a 7-man crew out of the Fort Worth chapter. Sets up 1st and 10 at the 31 for Lone Star. Coming off that 12-2 campaign a year ago, made it to the regional final, and they feel like they are better this year. Maybe the best team Rayburn has had in a decade. Look at the sophomore take off and run. Trey Wright picks up 10 right at the sticks.
And Trey Wright is just an athlete. As you see him tuck it, as soon as he recognizes that he doesn't have anyone open, that hole opens up for him, and he takes advantage of it. Again, I was talking about nerves in the open for this young man. He doesn't look nervous at all to me.
Not right now. This Lone Star offense, Heckma, versus the Argyle defense today feels like the matchup to watch. As Wright fires deep, end zone, in and out of the hands of Zach Forbish. Second down.
Boy, Zach Forbish on that go ball looked like he had something going right there. Immediately just not able to bring it down.
Lone Star a year ago averaged 46 points per game. One of the most lethal offenses in the state. Argyle gave up just 18 a game. Right, nice move. Whew. Sophomore can run it a little bit, but bang down right at the 16-yard line. Took a shot.
That looked more like a design run for me. Never even looked in the direction of his receivers. Again, that athleticism, and this is going to bring up a big-time third down.
3rd and 6. They've got to get to the 11 to move the chains. Swing pass behind his intended target, Massey. They're going to say incomplete, in fact, and it's 3rd down. Jeff Rayburn said he feels like he trusts his kicker Landon Moore out to around 45, and they will bring the junior out to try and put 3 points on the board to open this thing up.
Yeah, that is some trust when you have a weapon like that. And for Coach Jeff Rayburn, he's got to be pretty satisfied with this first drive. Obviously, any of it ending in points.
It will be a 34-yarder from the right hash out of the hold of John Madden. Oh, sidewinding to the left and no good. No good. And Argyle's defense gets the stop.
Yeah, we're talking about the confidence that Coach Rayburn has in his kicker, but look, nerves has got to be high for everyone. That one, it just looked like he shanked it.
So the junior Landon Moore pulls it to the left, and Argyle takes back over unscathed after a fruitless opening drive, and McGuire, Gasperson and company get to go back to work. Again, they'll go to Nathaniel Bruce, and this time he's got a big crease and a pickup of 11 on the first play of the possession.
And that's that offensive line calming down. Look at the big bodies and the lead blockers that he has out there.
Deep ball near side, too far for Julian Caldwell. First time that Gasperson put the ball in the air tonight. That young man right there is a sensational talent, Julian Caldwell, a tireless worker, according to Todd Rogers. And a young man that, again, they expect to, or they at least have hopes anyway, he walks out of here as the best receiver they've ever had at Argyle High School. Near side, late throw, and nearly intercepted. Santonio Martin there for the contest as they looked for Ake O'Neal. It's incomplete, and it's 3rd down.
And for a quick second there, Santonio Martin looked like he was tracking that one, and that was going to the house, Mike.
3rd down and 10. They've got to get to the 41. Gasperson near side. This time on target for Caldwell. And he's got the first down.
And I love the confidence in that play for Coach Rogers. They missed on that play earlier, and Gasperson on this time, they connect.
They absolutely trust this senior quarterback. He has been their starter now for a few years, and they feel like he took huge leaps and bounds this offseason after having a terrific year a year ago, 27 touchdown passes.
Can I talk about one of my favorite players? It's number 45, Colson Jaggers.
Yeah.
This kid is a dude. You saw him with the tackle for a loss right there.
Plays a little bit both ways. They'll use him as an H-back some on the offensive side of the ball, too. Loss of about 1.5 yards there on the handoff to Bruce. They'll swing it to him this time. Lowers his shoulder and gets out across the 45 to the 46, give him 6 on the play. They like the idea of Nathaniel Bruce having the ball with the opportunity to use his vision the way he did last year as a punt returner and find the alleyway. 3rd and 5. Gasperson up the seam. Tipped it, it's picked off. Carice Hoyt. A sensational catch by the junior. And Lone Star makes the defensive play.
Mike, this is highlight-worthy stuff. He knocks it down with his left hand, puts it back in the basket for the INT. Boy, as advertised, how many times do we come in and we think a guy that we highlight a player, but this time we're spot on with this one because he gives you the money's worth right there. Number 1, Carice Hoyt.
That is a big-time interception by Carice Hoyt, and it bails out Lone Star that had the missed field goal on the last possession. Now they get to take over still in a 0-0 football game as Wright carries for, give him 4 on the play. Trey Wright willing to run the football and showing the ability to do so here in the early going. That was what Carice Hoyt was best at a year ago.
Yes.
Ran for over 1,300 yards from the quarterback position. They will use him at running back and wide receiver. Good throw on the far side for Zach Forbish, the 6'3 junior, and a first down at the 49, a pickup of 11.
Let me tell you something. That's just a rhythm throw, and I'm just telling you, you already know this as a former quarterback. When you get a rhythm throw like that, that absolutely just gives you more of that confidence that you need for a young quarterback. Hey, the curtains have opened, and the stage is not too big for him.
First and 10 at the 48. This is where they began their first drive. He'll go to the air again looking for Forbish, this time wide. The timing not quite there this time.
No, like I said, rhythm throw, and that time out of sorts for your sophomore quarterback. But Trey Wright, man, he's one heck of a basketball player as well there in Lone Star.
Wright flushed, finds a man up the seam, it's Hoyt, and Carice Hoyt will score. 52 on the touchdown hookup. The sophomore has got his first touchdown pass of the year, and to the former QB.
I mean, Carice Hoyt is just showing out right now. He gets the interception, and man, good vision right there from Trey Wright to recognize that he has a receiver streaking down the middle of the field. Awesome for Lone Star to get on the board.
The 52-yard touchdown hookup comes at the tail end of a 4-play, 66-yard touchdown drive in under a minute. And Lone Star pays off the interception with 7. And Frisco Lone Star has started off the 2025 season in style. The sophomore Trey Wright up top for Carice Hoyt. Wide open up the seam. And Friday Night Football is off and running here in 2025.
End zone shot.
What a catch!
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, South Oak Cliff at Duncanville. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to get off to a hot...
Your Friday night lights just got brighter. Catch a live broadcast of the biggest high school football games all season long.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Cheer on your hometown. Plus, get the full...
Back in Argyle, a 7-0 lead for the Lone Star Rangers. Big crowd coming out from Frisco tonight. Big crowd, of course, as always, here for the Argyle Eagles. But it is Lone Star that strikes first on the Carice Hoyt touchdown reception. Let us know on the WFAA YouTube channel where you're watching from tonight. If you got a favorite player on either one of these two teams. As the kickoff here from Landon Moore, a line drive kick that Nate Bruce will let roll through the end zone for a touchback.
You know, we were talking about nerves for the freshmen to start out here early. And look, McGuire Gasperson, we saw him miss on a pass to Julian Caldwell. Man, he has to calm down and just manage this offense. He has so many playmakers on the outside. Ake O'Neal, a guy that can literally jump out the gym. When we talked with Coach Todd Rogers, he talked about Ake O'Neal and just his athleticism. Really waiting to see this young man explode here today.
First and 10 from the 25 for Gasperson. It's going to be a lot of Nate Bruce tonight, and he bursts his way through for another first down into the second level for 13.
And you see what they're doing. They're like, look, we're going to run right at this defense. They're covering the back half really well, shutting down those zones and not allowing Gasperson to throw into them.
Another handoff here for Bruce, tripped up just barely by Marcel Dominguez.
And they are lucky that they did that because he had plenty of acreage in front of him.
Play action fake. Caldwell taken down quickly. Jordan Deck with the tackle, the Michigan commit.
And you see that height, 6'3", 195 pounds, but the ability to run and get on the outside from Deck, and incredible.
3rd and 4. Lone Star's defense has been good on 3rd down so far tonight. Caldwell, the motion man. Gasperson flushed. Downfield, incomplete.
And Gasperson, he has a few wide receivers open, namely Braden Bach is open in the middle of the field, but he can't square his shoulders up because of the pursuit to make a quality throw.
4th down and 4. Argyle will punt it away. They've got a few different punters they will use. It was Nate Bruce last time. It's Carter Stebbins this time. Hoyt again deep to return for Lone Star, already with a pick and a touchdown reception. Rugby-style punt from Stebbins. Takes a big bounce. Hoyt is going to field it. And taken down at the 11-yard line. Good pursuit on the return. Landon Howell with the tackle. Only a return of 1, a punt of 45.
I tell you that all of the Rangers faithful, they're holding their breaths right there when you see Carice Hoyt tracking that ball. You would have wanted him to just go ahead and let it roll into the end zone, but it kind of slowed down there at the last minute.
Yeah.
He just took a great decision there by him, not allowing it to be down inside the 5-yard line.
Good coverage for Todd Rogers' team there on the punt, netting 44 on the punt and the return. Year 23 for Todd Rogers, leading one of the premier programs in the state. John Madden in there for this series at quarterback, and he'll hand off to Isaiah Massey to begin the possession. Pickup of 6 on the play.
And John Madden has plenty of experience last season, having 601 yards, 7 touchdowns last season. So plenty of experience at the backup quarterback.
Massey again on 2nd and 3. 1st down. Churning his legs across the 25. Give him 8 on the play.
I like this running game, and they're running right into the teeth of that defense, being physical. You saw in that last touchdown that they were able to get that ball out across the middle of the field, but again, looked like it was on a broken play, and that's because, man, this Argyle Eagles defense, they're keeping them in check, but they got to stay over the top of their playmakers.
Massey again into the pile, this time stacked up, maybe a gain of a yard.
And that's Brody Bomar. Wow, tell you what, talk about filling the hole fast. Number 33 does that.
John Madden a year ago completed 76% of his passes in backup work, backing up Carice Hoyt. This year he will see time in the flow of the game, as he's doing right here. Throws it near side. The elite thrower of the football, as tabbed by Jeff Rayburn, connects for 11 and a 1st down on the near sideline for Logan Brown.
Wow.
Again, this is the battle tonight. The Lone Star offense against the Argyle defense. Argyle's defense was exceptional a year ago. Their 3-3-5 stack Heckma that they run. Max Bland, Grayson Peschel, Brody Bomar all there in the middle. Madden's going to try and run for it here. Maybe picks up a yard.
And that's a quick decision right there from Madden, recognizing it doesn't have anyone open. Just talking and running.
Hoyt on the handoff, gets out the back door, trying to win the foot race to the corner, and good pursuit from Sager Zamzow, coming forward from the safety position.
I tell you what, not only good pursuit, but good vision right there by Hoyt as well. He's trying to make something out of nothing, but that's a great way to corral the playmaker by the Eagles defense.
Zamzow, the senior, missed some time last year due to a finger injury. Won the hand fight right there with Carice Hoyt.
Yes, he did.
To fend off the attempt at a stiff arm and run him out of bounds, and it's 3rd and 4. Massey back in there at running back now. Madden, high and incomplete. Just too tall.
Boy, and they had the first down, but Madden just with too much air on that pass.
And it's 4th down and 4, and a critical stop for the Argyle defense. And John Madden, also the quarterback, will punt it this time. Nate Bruce, deep as always. We saw him a year ago in that Frisco-Emerson game that we mentioned earlier, Heckma. Return one for a touchdown.
Yes.
He was electrifying that night in particular. Great with the ball in his hands at any point. This one from John Madden is squirrely to the near sideline and out of bounds. It's going to be good starting field position for the Eagles.
And you see from John Madden, the look up in the light of disgust. He knew he shanked that one.
So Todd Rogers' team takes over at the 44 is where they will spot it. Still a young offensive line, as big as they are. Tyler Anderson, 6'8", 335 pounds, big number 75 there on the right side of the offensive line. He's sensational, beg your pardon, near side. Handoff here for Bruce, stiff arms a man, and he's got enough for the first down into Lone Star territory at the 44. Give him 12 on the play.
Tell you, Nate Bruce, that is the people's stiff arm right there to the ground to get out of bounds. You talk about this offensive line and Tyler Anderson last year, a 6'8" sophomore, and I said, look, this kid's going to be a 7-footer by the time he gets to 12th grade.
Bruce again on the handoff. Does a nice job to be patient through the hole, and he's going to be close to another first down. With that push, he will have it.
Well, I think they found something. The last couple of times where they're spreading it out, and those zone runs over the left side starting to pay dividends.
Brian Wiggins says he's watching from Maryland tonight to see Julian Caldwell pop one. Bruce up the middle again. 5 more on the carry. Brody Fan hanging on for dear life to end the run where he did. Isaac Phillips watching from Balch Springs tonight. Casio Stella watching from Austin, Texas, cheering on number 85, Landon Moore, the kicker for Frisco Lone Star. Handoff here to Logan Rexroth, and he picks his way close to first down yards. Looks like he will be just shy, and it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
It's a good job by number 21, taking some contact in the backfield, but still able to turn and keep those feet moving to get positive yards.
3rd down and 1. They've got to get to right about the 21-yard line to move the chains. They'll hand it to number 21, and he's snowed under. Nowhere to go for Logan Rexroth, and a loss of 3. 4th down.
And Memphis Elsie, the left tackle out here, he's trying to get hands-on up front, boy, but the Lone Star Rangers do a really good job of pinching down and getting that tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And, hey, this is 4-down territory, Mike.
They like Stebbins' ability to kick the football. They feel like if he's got a tailwind, they would send him out there from 50+. But right now, down 7-0. A minute to play in the first quarter on their home field against a very good Lone Star team. Todd Rogers says we're going for it here.
Maybe they're going to call a timeout and think about it.
May have just been an official timeout. They're going to reset the play clock.
There is a battle brewing down low between Marcel Dominguez, Chris Knowles, and Colson Jaggers. Man, it is worth the price of admission if you're watching these guys go up against this Big Five.
4th and 4. Gasperson's going to throw for it to the end zone. Caldwell incomplete. No flags. And a 4th down stop for Lone Star.
Boy, and great coverage on the outside by Santonio Martin. He realized the matchup that he has, and he can't allow him to get over the top. He plays to the strength of the defense, keeping him stuck on the boundary.
So Lone Star takes over at their own 25. Still up 7-0. Their defense has come to play this evening.
Yes, they have. I was telling you about the battle up front, that you see these 3 down linemen. They're putting in some work. This is a bar fight. Right now, Lone Star is paying off for them. That was a great stop.
Back to Trey Wright at the quarterback position for this drive for Lone Star. The sophomore directing traffic with his offensive line. And he'll run for it here behind the lead block of Isaiah Massey. Steps out of bounds after a pickup of 5.
Love this young man, his patience. See, he's not forcing anything. And a lot of times when you have a young quarterback, first time with a start, he comes in, eyes are big, and he's forcing throws, running when he doesn't need to. That's not this young man, Trey Wright.
This Lone Star offense as lethal as it can be with Trey Wright and Carice Hoyt and Isaiah Massey and Forbish and Mix and Logan Brown will be even better once they get Davian Gross back healthy and ready to play. As Wright makes a man miss. Look at the sophomore go. Pick up another 1st down, a run for 6 on 2nd down and 5, and he'll move the chains.
And that's 100% Trey Wright. Mano a mano on this defense. How about that? Hitting the Jake break and making 2 guys miss.
Tyson O'Neill seemed to have him dead to rights, and then Trey Wright just disappeared.
And there's no such thing as dead to right when it's Trey Wright. I had to. I just had to.
Frisco Lone Star content to let the 1st quarter clock expire on that. They will have 1st and 10 when we begin quarter number 2. What a 1st quarter for Carice Hoyt. Made the interception, hauled in the touchdown pass from 52 yards out. He leads the way, and Lone Star up 7-0 after 1 on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
We got him.
Friday Night Football, sponsored by our title sponsor, Texas de Brazil. Brazilian flavors, Texas spirit. Enjoy the best of both worlds, where Brazilian culinary traditions meet the bold flavors of Texas. Come for the food, stay for the adventure. Start of quarter number 2 here in Argyle. 7-zip, Frisco Lone Star with the lead. Hackma Harrison and possession of the football.
Yeah, this is a lot of back and forth, but it has been all placed on this Lone Star defense. Great job that they're doing, but right now this kid, Trey Wright, he is handling and managing this offense. They need to put up some more points, though.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Wright's going to run for it on the QB draw, right up the middle. Banged down by Nate Bruce, but not before a pickup of 9.
And he doesn't blink. He doesn't blink. He sees that hole open, and again, he just takes full advantage of it. That's a design run right there for the sophomore.
Sets up 2nd down and a yard. Wright, the sophomore, taking over as the starter this year. They love his potential and they love his arm. Deep ball. Oh, nearly hauled in by Logan Brown. He went for the one-handed snag.
Tell you what, Trey Wright, he led him plenty. And I mean, right there, man, Logan Brown, he just needed to have those stretch arms, strong arms to reach out for that, man, and it does touch his fingertips.
2nd and 1's a great time to try a deep ball. They went for the kid at Jeff Rayburn says he can go. Speed, 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 speed with Logan Brown, and he nearly homed that one in. Instead, it's 3rd and 1. Hoyt in there at quarterback, takes the direct snap and picks up the first down.
And you see what happens when they get in a pinch? They go right back to what they know.
Big cheer on the far sideline as Ryder Mix, number 12, the senior tight end, got tangled up there with Callum Owen. Owen's helmet came flying off in the Lone Star sideline, and crowd went nuts.
Well, that's called taking him to the Gatorade buckets, and that's exactly what Ryder Mix did.
Hoyt followed him through the hole and picked up the first down, and it's 1st and 10 at the 49. Back to Wright and Massey in the backfield, and flags at the snap. A false start.
Yeah, getting a little jumpy down there for this offensive line. Tell you a name that I haven't said yet. Big number 32, Max Bland. Another one of my favorite players. You can tell this kid is filled out nicely over the spring and summer. I'm going to question that 245. Big old kid, physical and can run.
1st and 15, Wright has to throw it away.
That's just experience.
Zach Forbish mixing it up there on the near sideline. And a flag came in late there. He and Malik Bracey were battling, and now you see Todd Rogers talking with Bracey. Based on the way that Rogers is having that conversation, you'd think that the flag here is going to be against Bracey.
Yeah, you get a stern talking to right there in front of the bench. And Malik Bracey just letting his emotions get the best of him. That's the
official still sorting this one out. It will only be enforced against Malik Bracey. I didn't know if they might have given offsetting penalties.
You know, you could tell as we were looking at it, it looked like the referee over here, he's trying to get things under control, and maybe Bracey said something.
Yeah, because it seemed like the flag came in after
yeah.
they had been broken up. Big, damaging 15-yard penalty against the Argyle defense and Malik Bracey, and it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Up the seam, Ryder Mix hangs on. Nate Bruce laid a hit right to his gut, and Mix is hurt. Down after the play. You got to hope that that is merely the wind getting knocked out of him, but Ryder Mix is still down. The 3-star Oklahoma commit did a sensational job to hang on to that football, but he got walloped by Nate Bruce.
You know, it sounds so innocent getting the wind knocked out of you, but I promise you, if it's ever happened to you, you feel for Ryder Mix right now.
Again, you hope that that's all it is.
Yes. He took that one right to the stomach. He hadn't moved, and I think that's the one thing that it just really makes me uneasy.
Jeff Rayburn calls him an all-world tight end. Been a key piece for them for years. And this is a Lone Star team that is already without Davian Gross tonight, the 4-star Florida commit. Ryder Mix now with his helmet off there at the 20-yard line.
Well, hit him right in the stomach. It's good to see this young man get up.
Back to his feet and walking off under his own power, and you love to see the fact that he's able to jog off.
Yeah, a little trot for the Oklahoma commit.
Corwin Anschutz, the Lone Star athletic trainer, and his staff taking care of Ryder Mix tonight. You hope the number 12 will be able to rallying it back on the football field, but certainly in a game like this, it's part of why Davian Gross isn't playing tonight. Part of the calculus there for Jeff Rayburn. A game like this, as much as you want to come out and play well, doesn't have any impact on your playoff standings in any way, shape, or form. It's just a litmus test kind of game, so they're not going to risk anybody that they don't absolutely have to. Right over the middle, in and out of the hands of Logan Brown, and incomplete.
Boy, and Logan Brown, he had a step, but that's one that Trey Wright put behind his receiver. You put that in front of him, maybe he's able to make a move and get into the end zone.
Tyler Moore says he's watching from Batesville, Arkansas, cheering on Landon Moore. Clearly a family member tuning in tonight. We appreciate you being with us here on the WFAA YouTube channel and WFAA Plus. 2nd down and 10. Wright's going to keep it himself. The fake work to perfection. He gets to the outside, makes a man miss, and he's inside the 10. 1st and goal, Frisco Lone Star.
I'm sorry. I'm not in mid-season form yet. I'm screaming at the moves that this kid is making. Boy, look at this move from Trey Wright. He is just breaking ankles out here.
1st and goal at the 9. Lone Star already up 7-0 and looking for more.
Bruce Wright is probably asking, Bruce Walker is probably asking, what does he have to do to stop this kid?
Timeout called by Argyle. That's their first timeout taken in this half. Walker Bruce, the little brother of Nate Bruce.
Yes.
The stud
right.
senior.
Yes.
Walker a sophomore, but starting already here for the Argyle Eagles. The Bruce family, they make football players.
Yeah, they got 2 really good ones.
DJ Wagner in the YouTube comments says he's watching from Hereford, Texas. Watching number 58, Charlie Heiser. James Lyon says, I am so digging your broadcast. Thanks so much, James. We appreciate you being here tonight. Peanut 232 says he's watching from Dallas. Makai Thomas says, where is this at? We're in Argyle tonight, Argyle, Texas. The Eagles playing host at Eagle Stadium. The final year, most likely, of this stadium is their new stadium being built across town near the high school. Will be palatial. They are very excited to get over there. I think they thought maybe for the start of this year. Didn't quite work out that way, but it's coming soon. Certainly by next year, you got to imagine that place will be ready to roll. Out of the timeout, 1st and goal. 2 minutes into this 2nd quarter. Messi eaten up in the middle.
Brody Bomar says, not on my watch. He sees the hole open up, but true instinctive linebackers know that run is coming right at you. Great job by number 33.
Brody Bomar, the first team all-district honoree a year ago. Todd Rogers says he's uber talented. You saw a little piece of it right there. He read that well, filled the hole, and made a strong tackle on Isaiah Massey, a loss of a yard, and it's 2nd and goal. Ryder Mix is back on the field. They're going to go his way, and he hauls it in for the touchdown. Ryder Mix says, I'm just fine. Touchdown, Lone Star, and it's a 2-score lead.
I'm going to put another emphasis on the I'm, but the last word is him for Ryder Mix. He gets hit in the gut, has to jog off the field, but look at that and the energy that he's given the Argyle Eagles.
Ryder Mix took a shot to the gut on the ball up the seam earlier in the drive, hauls in the touchdown pass no matter, just as he came back on the field. Landon Moore with the extra point, and it is 14-0. Frisco Lone Star with the lead on the road. Ryder Mix, the senior, on his way to Oklahoma. And Lone Star's got a 2-score lead on the road on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today.
Back in Argyle, 14-0 Lone Star. Trey Wright, the sophomore, taking over as the starting quarterback. A pair of early touchdown passes. Short kick, disaster there. Ake O'Neal fields it. They're lucky that wasn't worse. They will have possession. That could have been much worse for Argyle.
Yeah, him and Nate Bruce going for the same ball. They're tracking at the same time. Like you said, that could have definitely been disaster. And setting Lone Star up in perfect field position.
Instead, Argyle will take over at their own 22. Heckman needing to find an answer now.
You definitely need a score before half if you're the Argyle Eagles.
Rexroth with the carry, gets up the sideline, got the corner and has the first down. 11 on the carry.
Well, there's an answer. Pick up a first down, build a little bit of confidence here. You got plenty of time left, 9:17 left in the half.
Again to Rexroth. Somehow they only gave him 8 on that last carry, and it was 2nd and 2, but now he's got the first down.
Yeah, they did, and he capped it off by getting even more, but it looked like that was a first down for sure.
1st and 10 at the 37, up and through the hands of Gasperson, able to scramble back on top of it. Can he get away? Julian Caldwell was saying, just throw it to me.
Smart decision, though, to get out of bounds.
That is going to be, though, a loss of 7, 8 on the play, all the way back to the 29, and it's 2nd down and 18. So a good job by Gasperson to corral it, but still a damaging play here for the Argyle offense.
It seemed like they get a couple of things to go their way, and then a negative play. And for Coach Todd Rogers, I know that does not work.
Second and 18 after the miscue. Rexroth again. Big hole, following blockers, and he's loose. Rexroth across midfield. Into Lone Star territory. 38 on the carry.
And Mike, look at the job that this offensive line is doing over here on the right side. You have lead blockers going out. Keegan Lawson, 6'6", 300 pounds. And man, he opens up a gigantic hole on that right side.
Good patience, too, from Logan Rexroth to stay in behind Keegan Lawson, that lead blocker, and wait for it all to develop before he popped loose and came up the near sideline. And it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Gasperson to the air now. Up the seam into double coverage. Caldwell can't haul it in. Santonio Martin there in coverage. No flag.
And Santonio Martin, he got lucky right there because Gasperson's receiver has a few steps. And if he doesn't have to slow down for that, that's 6.
I like the no call, though. Seeing the replay, it looked like Martin got there just as the ball did. It was well timed, even though he was he did have the benefit of it being just a little underthrown. Bruce here on the carry on 2nd and 10, backs his way for 2, and it's quickly 3rd and long for Argyle.
Hey, you got to give the Eagles credit on this drive, boy. They have found a way to get underneath the pads.
If you're watching on our WFAA YouTube channel, please click the like button, click the share button. Send this feed around to your friends throughout the Texas high school football community and let them know they can watch a top 5 matchup tonight here on the WFAA YouTube channel. And of course, we appreciate all of you watching on our WFAA Plus app. 3rd and 8, play action. Gasperson flushed forward, going to try and take off and run for it. Gobbled up by Colson Jaggers, and it's 4th down.
Boy, it really did look like he had an opportunity on the outside to Ake O'Neal, but somehow you see him pump fake, bring that ball back down, just wasn't really willing to release it.
Braden Bott got knocked to the deck as well on that play, the TCU commit. There you see number 88 right in the middle of your screen. The big tight end for Argyle. 4th down and 7. Lone Star's already made 1 4th down stop. Can they again here? Far side. Nice catch on the far sideline. Jake Murphy hauls it in and they move the chains. 15 yards on 4th and 7.
How about that for Gasperson, putting that one in the honey hole, baby. in between two defenders. Great job.
A huge fourth down pickup, and now the handoff to Bruce as Argyle looks to go quickly once again. 3 on the play for the former All-State honoree at safety.
And we've seen the Rangers get their tight end involved. They got to get Bach involved over here if you're the Eagles.
Bruce again up the middle, right through the tackler, Jordan Deck. 9 more, and it's 1st and goal for Argyle.
And this is the first time in this game where I've started to see the Argyle offensive line start to lean on Lone Star.
Ball at the 5, 1st and goal. Rexroad follows his blockers to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, Argyle.
Mike, you called it out perfectly. Look at the patience from Rexroad on his running. He's not trying to force it, but when he gets to that goal line, he smells blood, and he's going to bang it.
A 78-yard touchdown drive over 11 plays, 250 coming off the clock, and Argyle is on the board for the first time here in 2025. Extra point from Stebbins is up and through, and Argyle has found an answer. The big 4th down conversion by McGuire Gasperson and Jake Murphy, and they pay it off with the Logan Rexroad touchdown run, and they cut the lead in half. 14-7 mid-second quarter on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
End zone shot. What a catch!
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, South Oak Cliff at Duncanville. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
(14-7). Hegma Harris and the Argyle Eagles find themselves a little answer.
Well, you said it. You said it. They needed to answer after that last score from Lone Star. It kind of started to feel like, you know, that speed and athleticism starting to get the better of the Eagles. That response was exactly what they needed. Plenty of time left here in the first half. Your defense has to get a stop.
Especially considering the fact that Lone Star has the ball to start the second half. 6:33 here in the first half. An opportunity for Jeff Rayburn's team, perhaps. From 4 yards deep in the end zone, Aaron Colin right up the middle. Colin pays it off all the way out to the 26.
That's one of those, as a special teams coach, you're yelling, no, 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 no. And then you see him with plenty of space. You go, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the old Brian Billick clip with Ed Reed.
Yeah.
No, Ed, no, Ed, no. Go, Ed, go, Ed.
Exactly. It takes a special kind of athlete to pull that off.
1st and 10 at the 26. This will be another Trey Wright drive. The sophomore quarterback, 11 of 15, beg your pardon, 5 for 11 on the day, 93 yards and a pair of touchdowns. He'll hand off to Massey on the first play of the possession, and Isaiah Massey with a surge and a pickup of 9.
And just the back and forth right now between these two teams, asking yourself who's going to dominate in the trenches, and it is so back and forth. You know, there's these linebackers and the athleticism that they have on the other side for the Eagles as well. They're fully capable.
Massey again on 2nd and 1. He'll push the pile and pick up the first down.
So far in this first half, I'm big on Trey Wright, man. He's been one cool customer.
Doesn't look or play or act like a sophomore.
No, he does not. And you know, when those lights come on, man, we see a different animal.
The one thing I will say, I saw him down on the field pregame. He does look like a sophomore facially.
Yeah.
If you see him with his helmet off, he looks like a sophomore. Other than that, nothing about this kid says sophomore.
Yeah. I think that's the crazy thing about calling these games. We very rarely get to see their faces.
Yeah.
You see them in the helmets. And you take the helmet off, and he's like, that's a baby.
1st and 10 for the sophomore. Over the middle. Nothing sophomore about that play either. To Ryder Mix for another first down and a pickup of 15.
They're going to start calling him Baby Man because of that throw that he just made. And what? Ryder Mix. The guy went out earlier, got hit in the stomach. Man, he has responded with a touchdown. It's a couple of big catches.
Changing the arm angle there, too, to
yeah,
the
you
sophomore.
saw that.
One little sidearm to sling it into Ryder Mix.
That's confidence.
Deep shot. On the money. Logan Brown. Out of bounds inside the 1. 46 on the deep ball.
Look at this replay, but the air that Trey Wright puts under that, steps into that throw, that is perfect.
That's the difference with this Lone Star team in 2025. Carice Hoyt's a sensational football player, but they weren't going to push the ball downfield like that last year. With Trey Wright, with John Madden in there at QB, they can do that, and their lethality just went to 14.
Yeah, and when you have the kind of speed that they have, you got to be able to extend it, and that's a great way to spin it for Trey Wright.
This one is going to be Carice Hoyt, though, to take the direct snap. He's going to try and plunge in, and he walks his way into the end zone. Lone Star answers right back, 20-7.
What a response. You give up the first touchdown to the Eagles, and Trey Wright comes out, and he goes to work, and they cap it off with the touchdown by their do-it-all senior and Carice Hoyt.
Only a minute 52 off the clock to go 74 yards in 5 plays.
You call that quick strike?
That one's blocked. That was a straight line. That can be returned for 2. Argyle's got 1 blocker out in front. On the return, still going. Can he stay in bounds? Up the sideline. They blow the whistle. They mark him out at the 47. Oh, my. Liam Ladd had 2 points on his mind and very nearly took it all the way.
And Liam, he was walking the chalk. As you see him right here. Well, they do a good job of pushing him out of bounds, but right here, he's like, if I can just stay in, and he couldn't.
Even seeing that replay, I'm still not sure that he stepped out of bounds. Man, that was close. Tyson O'Neill was the one that got a hand on it. The line drive PAT from Landon Moore. So it will stay 20-7 off the Hoyt touchdown run. Second touchdown of the day for Carice Hoyt. And it's 20-7 in favor of the Rangers.
Well, I like on that last offensive possession by the Argyle Eagles, they switched it up, man, came in with Logan Rexroad, and I thought Rexroad was the difference in that drive and the reason why they were able to get that score.
Let's take you back to April, because the Lone Star Rangers had a young man named Ashton Ginty go with the number 6 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. There you see Jeff Rayburn in the middle of your screen. There's Ginty, selected by the Las Vegas Raiders, expected to quickly become one of the best running backs in the NFL. A Heisman Trophy candidate last year for Boise State, amassing outrageous numbers. He began his career, though, right here at Frisco Lone Star, and he was featured here on Friday Night Football back in 2021, one of the great games we ever had on our air, a 7-6 Denton Ryan win up at the Star in Frisco. Ashton Ginty getting ready to begin, Heckma Harrison, his NFL career in just about a week and a half's time. Nate Bruce from his own 1. Nate Bruce can be lethal with the ball in his hands. Bang down at the 25, give him the 26, and that's where Argyle will get to work.
I think we've been doing this long enough now, Mike, where we're starting to see these 5-star high school guys go to the next level, and it ages you quick, doesn't it?
Buddy, oh my.
It ages
Are
you
kidding? Jatavian Sanders we had on our air a couple years ago, had a great career at UT. Now he's with the Carolina Panthers. Jackson Smith and Jigba we had on our air the very first year we did this back in 2018, and obviously he's had a tremendous career both at Ohio State and now with the Seattle Seahawks. We've seen a few guys make their way through.
Hey, Marvin Mims.
Yes, Marvin Mims is another one. Gasperson pressured from behind and taken down.
Either Colson Jaggers has the lightest run, and Gasperson's not hearing that pressure, feeling that pressure behind him. Because, boy, I was thinking that was going to be a sack strip fumble.
He did officially gain a yard on the play. 2nd and 9, maybe half a yard, because in-house they're still saying 2nd and 10. Nate Bruce. Ooh. Man, the defensive front from Lone Star against a very good offensive line from Argyle. They're up to the task.
Yeah, he ran into a wall right there, boy.
Quickly 3rd and 7.
Yeah, this offensive line has just got to continue to exact their dominance up front. But like I said earlier, hate to compare it to this, but it is a bar fight down there between these 5 offensive linemen.
3rd and 7. Claps at the snap. They do draw him offside. Free play for Gasperson. Fires downfield, diving to make the catch. And it looks like they will give him the catch. No, officials confirm with each other. No, incomplete pass. Good diving attempt on the near sideline from Jake Murphy, who had that big 4th down reception. Couldn't quite haul this one in. Heck of a job. He actually did physically catch the football, but I think they say his first contact was out of bounds. The flag, though, keeps it 3rd down. The 5-yard pickup, it's 3rd and 2 now for Argyle.
And with this, the way and how fast Lone Star scored, I'm sure if you're Coach Rogers, you're like, look, I got to keep pace with these guys.
Nate Bruce, good blocking on the outside, and Bruce has got the 1st down and then some, out to the 45.
Hey, that kid is pretty heavy, 6 foot 200 pounds, and you see him wearing on him right there.
Bruce again. 4 more. Nate Bruce approaching 100 yards on the day already. 16 carries, 96 yards. Bruce again. 5 more, and it's 3rd and 1.
Boy, I tell you what, I'm looking at it from the perfect angle. I thought he had the 1st down, but they get him just short. And I love the commitment, though, from Coach Rogers. Down by 13, he's staying committed to this run. Obviously, game not over. Going to continue to run it, but down after down, he continues to wear on this Lone Star defense.
They push through, though, and make the stop here. Marcel Dominguez drops him for a 3-yard loss, and it's 4th and 4.
Oh, a decision to make right here. Do you give this team back the ball that scored in a minute 15 seconds?
They're going to punt it. Carter Stebbins on the field. They're going to punt it away. 2-minute warning. A new addition to high school football this year. That'll give Todd Rogers an extra moment to think about it at least.
So come on, put your head coaching hat on right now. Would you take it, especially after the team scored in a minute 15 seconds on you? Look at where you are field position wise.
I just don't know if you can afford to go in at halftime down 2 scores.
Yeah.
And be giving them the full. Now, you certainly can't afford to go in down 3 scores, and that has to be part of the calculus here. You can't go down 3 scores and be giving them the ball to start the second half.
Yeah. Whew. Minute 57, if you punt it, you want to try and pin them down there deep in their own field.
Lone Star does have all 3 timeouts. This is a tough call for Todd Rogers. We did already see him at first blush make his decision and run the punt team out there, and it does not look like anything is changing. Carter Stebbins still out there on the field.
And they are still thinking this one over. Hadn't seen any more movement. The offense It looks like they're going to punt this. Yeah, punt team ready.
1:57 in the half. They do reset it to 2 minutes, which is proper because the clock was running down to the 2-minute warning. It's going to take, I think, every clock operator around the state a couple of weeks to get used to the mechanism of, oh, right, there's a 2-minute warning now in Texas high school football. Stebbins will punt it away. Rugby-style kick up the near sideline. Hoyt's going to let this one run out of bounds. A good punt from Stebbins. They'll mark it at the 12. And that's where Lone Star will get back to work with 1:54 and those 3 timeouts to work with.
Well, I'll tell you what, here's the deal. Defense has a responsibility right now. You talked about it before. They deferred the coin toss that they won, so they will get the ball back. Can't allow this team to score, and they scored in 1 minute and 15 seconds the last time.
The Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute, coming your way in 1:54. Trey Wright trying to make use of that 1:54. Makes a man miss, and he'll have the first down on the first play of the possession.
I mean, he's just elusive. You see, when they have him corralled, he's got 4 defenders around him, and he makes all of them miss.
Minute 35 and moving. Easily bottled up there is Isaiah Massey. A gain of 2 on the play. Well defended. Callum Owen makes the tackle.
And you know that Lone Star is going to take a shot downfield.
Clock continues to burn. Now a flag on the play thrown by the head linesman near sideline. It's going to be a procedural penalty on Lone Star. While they sort that out, a look ahead to next week here on Friday Night Football. The South Oak Cliff Golden Bears and the Duncanville Panthers in Duncanville. Quick score update. Sock up 14-0 on North Shore.
Say it ain't
early
so.
On this evening.
Say it ain't so, Mike.
That is true. Let's get the ruling from our official here. It will be a false start.
So, Mike?
An update, it is now 14-7. North Shore has found the scoreboard, but yeah.
But could this be the year for Coach Jason Todd? We played this game plenty.
Listen,
and some of them have been blowouts.
What they have done over the last 4 years, 2 state championships, 2 more trips to the state championship game as an inner city Dallas ISD program is legitimately historic. They do try to your point, punch up a couple weight classes and go take on one of the best 6A programs in the state in Duncanville. They've done that a number of years in a row now. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe, because I think I think Duncanville's going to be good again because they're always good. But no Keelan Russell, no DeCorian Moore. Okay, so who are you going to replace those guys with? I know they've got more dudes coming, but those are some serious dudes to try to replace. We'll see. Here's the deep shot you asked for. Again, looking for Logan Brown, and it's incomplete. Step for step in coverage is Braden Offner, the sophomore.
And that's just great coverage on the outside by the sophomore, running stride for stride out there by himself.
So now 3rd down and 13. They've got to get to the 33 for a first down. Sophomore quarterback, first ever start. Pressure spot here late in the half. 48 seconds remaining. They'll try and run it with him on the QB draw. Makes a man miss. Look at the sophomore go. Trey Wright says, I got it. First down and then some, out across midfield. 33 yards for number 3.
How did he get away from that pressure? Hey, look, Trey Wright has arrived, ladies and gentlemen, and this is his coming out party. How about that run from the sophomore? Showing nothing but gas right there.
And he's now approaching 100 yards on the day. 9 carries, 94 yards to go with a $154 through the air and a pair of touchdowns. Trey Wright, the sophomore quarterback. Jeff Rayburn told us all this week, this kid's ceiling is sky high. Coming into this season, he has 2 offers, UNT and Sacramento State. I think tomorrow morning he may have some mail in his inbox, because my word.
You're too late. It's going to happen tonight.
Right?
He's going to get a call on the bus.
He's going to have text messages on the way home. Trey Wright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Texas high school football scene to this young man. That was an electrifying 33-yard run, and all of a sudden with 36 seconds left in the half, and we'll say it again, Lone Star gets the ball to start the second half. Danger zone right now here for Argyle.
Yes,
they
it is.
have to make a stop.
Yeah, and that's all they're telling these guys right now. Look, we need to get a stop, guys. No need in giving this one up. Ball at the 47. It's time to take a stand. You don't want to give up the split here.
Logan Brown is their deep shot man. He is on the top of the formation on the far right side. Wright looking over the middle. Wide open is Ryder Mix. Inside the 25, down inside the 20.
Yeah, you cannot shoestring tackle Ryder Mix. He's going to run right through that, and Malik Bracey trying to get the stop, and he misses him.
What a catch by Ryder Mix, ranging behind himself to make that grab. 29 on the reception, and it's 1st and 10 at the 18 now for Lone Star with 27 seconds left. They burn their second timeout.
Yeah, Brent Venables and the Oklahoma Sooners are getting an all-world tight end. He is that good.
That's a big-time play. This is a big-time drive from a sophomore QB.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it all started with that QB sneak. You think for the Argyle Eagles, man, you just feel like every time we get these guys corralled, they find a way to escape. And not only do they escape, they pick up big yardage.
Frisco Lone Star number 5 in the preseason 5A Division I state rankings. There's a very real chance this is the best team they've had since the Lone Star team that went to the title game in 2015 with Jason Shelley as the starting quarterback. Alito's obviously always Alito. Smithson Valley, the defending champs. Denton Ryan, Highland Park, Frisco Lone Star. DFW again, the power nexus in 5A D1. Lone Star in the mix as much as anybody. Right, pressured, throws it away.
Yeah, and that's a great decision from your sophomore. He sees the pressure coming, and you just see him slowly backing away.
Flag on the far sideline, right at the line of scrimmage.
See who they call this on, because
Ryan Vance, what do you have to say?
Got a bit of a sigh of relief right there.
For the Argyle Eagles defense, no question about it. So 21 seconds now in the half. Again, we mentioned it earlier, Landon Moore, the Lone Star kicker. Jeff Rayburn feels like range to about 45, maybe a little more if need be. Right now, from where the football sits at the 23-yard line, it would be right at a 40, maybe 41-yarder, depending on where they spot the football.
How about this? Ryder Mix, the tight end, is out in trips. That didn't tell you about his athleticism.
Right up the middle for Hoyt for the touchdown. Carice Hoyt with his 3rd touchdown of the day. Lone Star scores with 14 seconds in the half.
They go with that tight trips formation, and you're trying to figure out who you're going to guard, and just the spacing of that route between Mix And Hoyt, great job by one, finding the end zone on the post.
The third touchdown pass of the half for the sophomore Trey Wright. Carice Hoyt with his third individual touchdown of the half as well. And Frisco Lone Star goes 88 yards in 100 seconds. That one's bounced. Madden's going to try and make something happen with it. He can't. Taken down deep in the backfield. And for the second straight time, the PAT goes begging for Lone Star. So it is 26-7. But another look here at Trey Wright, the sophomore. Coming out party indeed. 26-7. Rangers with the lead just before halftime on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
3 touchdowns in the second quarter for the Lone Star Rangers, and they get the ball to start the second half. A terrific start to this season for Jeff Rayburn's team on the road.
Tell you what, Carice Hoyt and Trey Wright are putting on a show right here, and that first half belonged to those two players.
Moore to kick it away. Caldwell and Bruce deep to return. Both of them are dangerous. It'll be Bruce from the 2. Trying to get to the near sideline. He's got the corner. Bruce run out of bounds at the 39.
Well, you would probably wish you had a return like that earlier, but with only 7 seconds left, let's see what the Eagles have up their sleeve.
Gasperson, the senior, certainly the type of quarterback that you can trust in this situation. The UTSA commit, experienced veteran. They're going to kneel the football. Nathaniel Bruce, 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Todd Rogers says we're not taking any unnecessary risks. We'll go to halftime and figure things out in the locker room. 26-7. Lone Star with the lead at the break.
Well, I tell you, just big play after big play for the Lone Star Rangers. And they get the ball back, as you said, to start the second half. This Argyle Eagles defense, boy, they have got to stand up and get some stops because this sophomore quarterback is running circles around them.
A year ago, it was Lone Star that made the second half come back. Down 7 at the break, came back to win by 7. Can Argyle return the favor? We'll see after this. But the halftime show coming your way in a moment. End zone shot. What a catch!
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, South Oak Cliff at Duncanville. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delcas.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
Your Friday night lights just got brighter. Catch a live broadcast of the biggest high school football games all season long. The 12-yard touchdown. Cheer on your hometown. Plus, get the full halftime experience. Don't miss every step, beat, and cheer. Lacey's still on his feet and he'll score. Join me, Mike Leslie, and Heckma Harrison for all the insights, commentary, and all the stats. Stream the broadcast free. Friday Night Football on WFAA Plus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pups out, make sure to protect their paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkin.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
And now, the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute.
And first up on the Friday Night Football halftime show, the Lone Star High School Marching Band under the direction of Mark Poole, and the Lone Star Color Guard under the direction of Justin Madrid. We hope you enjoy the show.
The Rangerettes are led by officers Lieutenant Kylie Comer, First Lieutenant Elena Dan, and Captain Tiffany Lynn. The Rangerette of the game is Alyssa Jacobson. The Rangerettes will now perform a pom routine to Friday Night. The Rangerettes are under the direction of Miss Emily Morales and Miss Natalie Yeshmanek. The Rangerette Booster Club would like to thank all of their sponsors for their continued support. Go Rangers! Ladies and gentlemen, entering the field for your halftime enjoyment is the award-winning Lone Star High School Band. Directors for the band are Mark Poole, Tim Hickman, Christopher Adler, Emilio Monreal, Wade Quinn, and Justin Madrid. Drum majors for the band are Garen Marshall and Hayden Kaiser, Tyler Fields, and Zoe Price. Color guards, officers are Chloe Morrison and Mariangel Ancheta Pacheco. The band's show is entitled The Journey. Tonight's selections are Children's Hour of Dream by Charles Mingus and the music of Journey, including Separate Ways and Open Arms. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Lone Star High School is proud to present the best sounding band in the land, the 2025 Lone Star High School.
My tongue in place.
Quite a show from the Lone Star High School Marching Band. Mark Poole's group came flying out of the gates. The volume was at 11 right from the word go. Next up, the Argyle Band under the direction of Jason Bird and the Argyle Color Guard under the direction of Erica King. We hope you enjoy the show.
And now, Argyle High School. And the 8th-time state champion, the Argyle High School. This week's Majestic of the Week is Aubrey Rifleback. Our Spirit of the Week, Sire Slayton. Coach Turner is our Teacher of the Week. Tonight, your Majestics will be performing a prom routine to shut up and dance with me. Now, let's put our hands together for the state champion, Coach Amazing, Argyle Majestics. big-time performance tonight brought to you by our Platinum Plus sponsor, that's ELJ Industries, and also our Platinum sponsor, Stag Commercial Real Estate, Imagery Emotion, and Sales West Dance Center. Champion, the Argyle High School Marching Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Nick Adams, Amy Nam, Alexis Nam, and Annie Oberzet. Tonight's performance brought to you by Maestro sponsors Magnolia Realty, Papa John's Pizza in Northlake, as well as Ensemble sponsors A Unique Cave Design, Archton Construction and Simplified Pools. Our solo sponsors are Sky Family Dental, Journeys Therapy Center, Dr. Story, Aaron Key, Realtor, with Southern Collective Realty, and Cactus Canyon. The Argyle Band's 8-time UIL State Champion. They were the 2022 and 23 BOA Super Regional Class Champion, and last year in 24, the Grand National BOA Semifinalist. Most recently, they were a finalist at the 5A State Marching Contest. We welcome to the field the Argyle High School Band as they perform the first of 2 movements of their competition show entitled Elysium Fields. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Thanks for watching the Friday Night Football Halftime Show, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute. We'll be back right after this.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
We welcome you back to Friday Night Football halftime here in Argyle. The Lone Star Rangers hanging with a 26-7 halftime lead.
Hey, they got off to a good start, man, and these guys just continue to pound the rock. I think right now, if you're the Argyle Eagles, you got to find an answer for the Southpaw quarterback. We thought he'd come out with a ton of nerves. He's impervious to that. He's came out in the first half and absolutely balled.
It is the coming out party for Trey Wright. We tried to caution you, hey, it may not be tonight. He said, throw caution to the wind. Here we go. Let's show you the highlights from the first half of this football game, because it was impressive what Lone Star did. Carice Hoyt, also a big part of the story. He made the fantastic interception here, not even 5 minutes into the football game, tipping it to himself and hauling it in, and that would set up the first score of the game just a couple minutes later. In fact, only a couple seconds later, as it turns out. Up the middle, the deep ball for Carice Hoyt. Trey Wright to Hoyt for 52 yards and a touchdown, and it was 7-zip Rangers early on, Hegma.
It was the Carice Hoyt show, as you see right here, on what was a busted play, and Trey Wright was able to get it out to his do-it-all wide receiver.
Later in the half, more from the sophomore. This time to Ryder Mix for the touchdown, a 10-yard hookup, 14-0 Lone Star early on in the second quarter. Argyle would answer Right down the field they went. Logan Rexroth with the touchdown run. At the moment, it felt like, okay, here we go. Game on. Argyle's found the end zone, 14-7, but quickly, Lone Star went back the other way. Hoyt with the 1-yard touchdown run. Wright had hit the deep ball up the right sideline to Logan Brown. We are underway here in the second half. Clay Marshall, let's go ahead and pop back up as the kickoff is returned out to the 39-yard line, and that's where we will get underway here with the second half. Clay and I were so deep into the highlights. We've started the third quarter. My apologies, everybody. We are, it's week one for everyone, us included. But we're here 7 seconds in to the third quarter and ready to rock. And it is the Lone Star Rangers, Heckma, that start the half with possession and looking to add to this 26-7 lead.
What we got an opportunity to see is how dangerous this offense is. And again, I said it's for the Argyle Eagles. They got to get a stop right now, try and figure out a way to slow the sophomore quarterback down.
Near side for Zach Forbish. A pickup of 10 right to the midfield stripe, and that'll move the sticks.
Got whistles on the field.
Again, let us know in the YouTube comments where you're tuning in from tonight. If you've got a favorite player on either one of these two teams, you see the big crowd on hand here for the Argyle Eagles.
Yeah, it is Friday Night Lights. Look at that crowd. That's the student section. They were here early and loud.
First and 10 at midfield for Trey Wright, the sophomore. 3 first-half passing scores. He'll take off and run for it. He knows how to find the crease, and he's got another first down. Give him 13 on the scamper.
I don't think this whole year there's going to be anything. They're not going to be able to call a coverage sack on this kid because when the play breaks down, he knows exactly what to do.
30 seconds into the third quarter, and Lone Star is threatening again. First and 10 at the 38 in Argyle territory. Daniel Lundy's sensational Argyle defense gave up just 18 a game a year ago. Needs to find an answer, and fast. Wright with all day to direct traffic. Looks downfield. He's got his man. It's Hoyt inside the 10. Bulling his way to the 8-yard line. 31 yards on the hookup.
Even when you think you got him in trouble, man, this guy is pointing and directing traffic. Sophomore Ware, check this kid's birth certificate.
Unbelievable. They're adding this dude to a team that went to the regional final a year ago. Frisco Lone Star is going to be a factor in 5A D1 this year. First and goal from the 8. Wright, rolling, makes a man miss, lowers his shoulder, and he's inside the 5. Even when it looks like he's got nothing, he still picks up 3 or 4.
And that's what they're trying to figure out. How do we stop this kid every single time? You think you got him, you don't.
Second and goal, handoff, Massey, churning his legs, held up, good strength from Tyson O'Neill.
If you're Isaiah Massey, Massey's like, look, here's my opportunity to score. I gotta find a way to get into the end zone because these guys are striking from far distance.
Can Argyle stand up and make a stop? Third and goal from the 2. Hoyt back in the backfield with Trey Wright. Hoyt's going to take the snap. Mix in there to block in the H-back. Hoyt's going to follow him and score. Carice Hoyt with his 4th touchdown of the day.
Gotta be saying how easy it is for Carice Hoyt calling his own number. I think the intriguing thing about Hoyt is when we were talking to Coach Rayburn. This is a guy that was their all-world quarterback last season that's now elected to play other positions. But when it gets down and they need a score, this is the guy that they give it to.
They're going to go for 2 here. They've had 2 extra points go sideways on them. One that was a line drive into the back of the offensive line from Landon Moore, and then the second one where the snap was basically dribbled by John Madden. So they're going to keep Trey Wright in there and go for 2. Fade ball, back corner of the end zone, in and out of the hands of Zach Forbish. He can't believe he didn't hang on.
Boy, it hit him right where it needed to, in his hands. It's a great route, great throw though by Trey Wright. Just not able to secure the catch.
But Carice Hoyt scores for the 4th time tonight, and Lone Star leads by 25 early 3rd quarter on Friday Night Football. End zone shot. What a catch!
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, South Oak Cliff at Duncanville. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Back in Argyle, the Eagles, preseason number 4 in the state in 5A Division II, expected to once again be one of the contenders this year, Heckma, in 5A D2. Lost in the state semis each of the last 2 years to South Oak Cliff. But it's a tough start tonight on their home field, at least so far for Todd Rogers' team.
Yeah, this is one of those games that, going back to last season, they knew exactly what they were getting into when they put this game on their schedule. Lone Star's just tough, and for Coach Todd Rogers, he knows his district is tough as well, but they've had their way with it. I think even when you asked the South Oak Cliff question, he stopped you and said, Mike, just let me get through the first one before you start asking the questions about South Oak Cliff. But he knows this season is going to be about them running directly into South Oak Cliff High School.
Still 21 minutes left in this football game. A lot of time and a 3-score game as Nathaniel Bruce goes right up the middle again. Cut down by Jordan Deck, but not before he gets out to the 31-yard line. This is a very good test right now for Argyle in the space of exactly what we're talking about. The pursuit for Todd Rogers' team of their 3rd state championship. They won it all in 2013. They won it all again in 2020. Both those years, 16-0 runs. If they're going to do it again, they are likely going to have to get through the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears in the state semifinals. The one thing Todd Rogers did say, the one little bit of that he was willing to engage that discussion about was, hey, we know if we're going to win a game like that, we've got to have game breakers. They feel like they have them more this year than they've had them in the last several years. One of those game breakers right there in Ake O'Neill, and he hauls it in for the first down.
And that's a kid that he absolutely raved about in Ake O'Neill.
He said that young man can jump out the gym. 1st and 10. Nathaniel Bruce up the middle, spinning his way to the midfield stripe. But with Bruce in the backfield, certainly Julian Caldwell, the 4-star wide receiver, Ake O'Neill, Braden Bach, Watson Bell, when he gets back from injury, he's a key piece of this offense that they're going to use in a lot of different ways this year. They feel like they do have the game breakers to be able to hang with anybody around the state. As Bruce takes the handoff here, breaks his way through, but the ball's loose and scooped up by Frisco Lone Star. And who else but Carice Hoyt to recover the fumble?
He is an absolute magnet for that football. And, man, I'm brokenhearted for Bruce. Great run, but even better tackle. Viveros able to dislodge that ball, but who's Johnny on the spot? Our guy, Carice Hoyt.
Sandwiched between Nico Viveros and Jordan Deck, the 4-star Michigan commit, was the one who came in from the outside, and that sandwich popped it out of the hands of Nathaniel Bruce. And Carice Hoyt, he of 4 touchdown runs, a pick, and a fumble recovery now on the day. A terrific night to open 2025 for Carice Hoyt. And going for the jugular is the deep ball here for Trey Wright. It's incomplete. He was looking downfield for Zach Forbish.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When you say going for the throat, that is, they're trying to gut punch him.
An extremely impressive opening 20 minutes of football to the 2025 season for Jeff Rayburn's team. The sophomore Wright this time does connect with Forbish. Malik Bracey first to put a hit on him. Sager Zamzow finishes him off, but not before a pickup of 8, and it's 3rd and 2.
And you get Malik Bracey, he comes up limping a bit, but there's Forbish. He lost his hat. It's a great job, though, by the Rangers. They have been mixing up their play calling, attacking out on the perimeter on the edges, but also attacking the middle of the field.
Bracey, the 3-star committed to Memphis, did come off after that play. Braden Offner, the sophomore, in on the bottom of your screen, right above the Lone Star logo. They go that way. Somehow that ball was caught by Carice Hoyt.
How?
Juggled twice, maybe 3 times, and somehow he hauled it in.
How? How did he catch that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Sometimes it's just your night, man. It is Carice Hoyt's night tonight.
Say it's better to be lucky than good. I think this kid is both.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's pretty special.
Hey, we got to keep that one.
Over the middle for Forbish. Close to another first down.
They get Forbish involved. You see this last possession, they go into number 4 a lot.
9 yards on the play. 2nd and 1. Right, just in rhythm right now with Zach Forbish, and another first down.
Yeah, that's just pitch and catch right there. Routes on the air between the quarterback and wide receiver. Doesn't get any easier than that, picking up a first down. And you see immediately Malik Bracey coming back in the game.
Bracey singled up with Forbish right there at the 30-yard line, bottom of your screen. 4 wide receivers to the top of the formation. Pressure, Wright able to get away, fires downfield under through Ryder Mix. Carice Hoyt just recovered the fumble. He's in the slot, top of the screen. Flags at the snap. A false start.
I think that may be the only way that you could stop this offense is if they stop themselves.
Yeah.
But these long drives right now for the Rangers, man, it's starting to wear on this defense.
Mark Stafford in the YouTube comments says Rangers burning the clock here by grinding yards out. Already approaching the midway point of this 3rd quarter.
And they're doing it through the passing game. They have a fully capable running back in Massey.
I said earlier it's a 3-score game. It is a 4-score game. 25-point lead for Lone Star, and that matters. Hoyt again. Hoyt is loose up the sideline. Hoyt stays on his feet and scores. 36 yards on the touchdown hookup. Flags late in the play.
Wow.
Are they going to mark him out of bounds? They will mark him out of bounds where? Oh, there is a flag down.
Yeah.
Ryder Mix gets called for the hold.
Only way to stop them is if they stop themselves.
Man, another look at it here.
What a move.
Yeah, you could see a little bit of it as Ryder Mix dragged. I think it was Landon Howell, just kind of whipped him to the ground.
Yeah, it looked more like a tackle.
So they'll bring it back to the 37-yard line. Because it was 10 yards from the spot of the penalty. It's actually only a loss of a yard. And it's 2nd down and 16. Trey Wright out the back door, scampering his way, looking a little like Russell Wilson with the hop step out of bounds.
Man, I tell you what, Russell Wilson wished he had feet like that kid. Because look at the speed. The only thing they have in common is the number. Man, goodness.
3rd and 3. Picks up 13 of what they needed on 2nd and 16. And makes 3rd down possible now. Handoff for Massey. Big hole right side. Massey's loose to the 2nd level and will score. Touchdown Frisco Lone Star. 24 yards for Isaiah Massey, and they've blown this thing open.
I said it earlier. You have a fully capable running back in Isaiah Massey. I've seen this kid plenty of times. And how about that, cutting off the right side? Man, when you don't get hands on a running back like that, he's going to take a yard.
They'll go for 2 again here. Trying to get back on pace. We've had now 3 point-after attempts, either PATs or 2-point conversions, go begging. Wright again will try the fade ball. This time Forbish not able to get loose from Malik Bracey. And again, it's 6 points at a time here for Frisco Lone Star, but they've got 38 of them, so they're doing just fine.
I think they are just fine. I think they'll take that.
6:07 here in the 3rd quarter, and it's a 31-point lead for Frisco Lone Star. Of all the things that I wouldn't have expected tonight, a blowout to this extent was not on the list. I thought this was going to be tight all night, just like it was last year.
Well, we talked about it in the open about it being a coin flip. There's no way to know which team would come into this game. And again, they're so closely matched as far as talent is concerned. But right now, the Lone Star Rangers are just saying, no, this is different. And the speed that they have on that side for Lone Star is incredible.
And we mentioned it earlier, but it bears repeating, and shout out to Jeremy Simpson in the YouTube comments for bringing it up. All this without Davian Gross.
Unbelievable.
The 4-star on his way to Florida. Who, by the way, and we should point this out now because we haven't gone this deep on all this with Davian Gross just yet. The comment that Jeff Rayburn made to us earlier this week about Davian Gross, I think made both our eyes bug out. Because he said, he may be the most talented kid we've had here. If you're unfamiliar with the history of Frisco Lone Star, that's including guys like Marvin Mims, who played wide receiver at Oklahoma and is now in the NFL, and a young man named Ashton Ginty, that was a Heisman candidate a year ago and was the number 6 pick in the draft back in April. That is a mouthful from Jeff Rayburn.
Yeah, that's what that is. And just giving you a backstory to the interviews that we do with coaches, typically when Mike is asking a question, I will mute my phone so that I don't interrupt. But when he said that, all I could say was, what?
Right.
Excuse me, Coach, do you know you coach Ashton Ginty as well? Okay. Now, how talented can this young man be? And that's just what he thinks of him. Man, he is exceptional.
And to think that they're doing this on the road against a very good Argyle football team that is the favorite to win their district, is a favorite to win their region, and is expected to be right back in that state semifinal against South Oak Cliff in 16 weeks. This is a big-time statement from Frisco Lone Star right out of the gates to open up the 2025 season. Good return there from Nate Bruce out to the 38.
Yeah, they have owned him, especially down in the trenches.
Gasperson will swing it out wide for Rexroth. He's got the 1 touchdown on the day for the Argyle Eagles. I will only say this as it relates to the scoreline right now and why those of you that are watching right now maybe shouldn't change the channel. We've seen some weird stuff happen at this stadium before.
Oh, we have.
The Argyle Colleyville Heritage game a year ago on this field, that was like a 30-point game early in the fourth quarter, maybe late third quarter, and Colleyville Heritage came back to be within 7, had, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 or 3 onside kick recoveries.
Yeah, well, it was 3.
That game was nuts.
It got crazy. It got crazy fast.
We've seen weird things on this field.
And not to mention the crickets.
They're starting to show up tonight, Heckman. I hate to be the bearer of bad. Like
I didn't bring my raincoat either. I'm watching.
Oh, man. 3rd down and 4.
Can't wait for that new stadium.
I think Todd Rogers is right there with you. They're excited to open that place up. 3rd and 4, Rex Road. Oh, undercut. Good job on his knees.
Oh, my goodness.
To get a piece of him by Marcel Dominguez, laying prone on the turf and able to get a handle on the foot of Logan Rexroad.
Boy, you talk about getting a push as a defensive man. This tackle basically takes his guy back to the running back. What a job by number 44.
He beat the center, Chanson Bowen.
Yeah.
And it's 4th and 5, and they've got to punt it away down 31. Good punt up the near side from Carter Stebbins. Hoyt from his own 20. Carice Hoyt run out of bounds.
Man, this kid is so very talented. And I'm looking at the changeup because can you imagine him as a quarterback?
Right.
I mean, think about how limited he is, and that's something to say. He's a guy touching the ball every snap, but he's limited as a quarterback. You don't get an opportunity to see the playmaking ability when you isolate him just as a quarterback. Moving this guy to running back, putting him out on the outside. We've seen him even as a slot receiver in this game. Man, that's exceptional. Great talent.
So Lone Star takes over again at their own 31 after a 9-yard punt return from Carice Hoyt. John Madden taking a turn at quarterback here. Hands off for Massey. Lowered his shoulder and ran right through Landon Howell. Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil. Celebrate with us. Special occasions deserve unforgettable experiences. From intimate date nights to large gatherings, Texas de Brazil is the perfect place to celebrate life's milestones in style. Madden on 2nd and 5, over the middle and complete for a 1st down. Logan Brown just enough to move the chains. This is an interesting test for Lone Star as well, Heckma, because of the district that they play in. They play in a district with almost exclusively Frisco ISD teams.
Yes.
Which means all season long, once they are done, as Massey is snowed under there for maybe a gain of a half a yard. All season long, their district games, whether they are designated as the home team or not, they are playing on a home field of some kind, one of the Frisco ISD stadiums.
Yeah.
They don't play a whole bunch of true road games. This is a true road game for them. About a 45-minute to an hour drive through traffic. Got to go be in a visitor's locker room. This is a different experience than Jeff Rayburn's team gets most of the year. He said his veterans, they're used to this. They do this kind of thing. They know what it takes to go on the road and win football games. But this is good, especially for the younger guys on the roster, to get this experience and know what it is to go into somebody else's house and put on a performance like this.
Yeah, and playing in that Frisco district, they're always in a collision course for Frisco Reedy.
Yeah.
These two teams always have it out for each other, and it's that last game of the season that always decides the district.
Yeah.
Frisco Reedy losing last night to Mansfield Lake Ridge at the start in Frisco, and that was a big game to start the season off for that district.
That game against Reedy for Lone Star, November the 6th, the Thursday night at the very tail end of the regular season. May well be for a district championship. That ball is hung on to for a 1st down by Logan Brown. and they're into Argyle territory. This has been surgical from Lone Star all night.
Yeah.
Most of it by Trey Wright, but John Madden in there doing more of the same, and they love the way he throws the football.
Hey, he is a guy that has plenty of experience. Came in a lot for Kyrese Hoyt last season.
Under 2 here in the third. Flags at the snap. Another false start here on Lone Star. If there's one thing that Brian Gilchrist, their OC, and Jeff Rayburn, their head coach, would want to clean up, there have been a number of penalties on Lone Star in this football game. Other than that, there's not a whole lot not to like about the way that Rayburn's team has started the year.
And I think first game of the season, Mike, is something that you expect as far as the penalties.
Yeah, it's week 1.
Yeah,
It's
the
not abnormal.
The penalties and your special teams miscues as well.
That was the 7th penalty of the night for the Lone Star Rangers. Out of bounds. Madden looking for Logan Brown once again.
Pressure applied up front by Renault Herman. Pass is incomplete.
Argyle will play Midlothian Heritage a week from now, and then they start their district play. Basically, their 2 biggest games of district play right out of the gates. Mansfield Timberview, then a bye week, then Colleyville Heritage. Those are probably the top 3 teams in the district this year. Arlington Seguin potentially in the mix as well. Everman may be decent this year, but it's probably Argyle, Timberview, and Heritage that are the top teams in the district this year, just as they were a year ago. So Todd Rogers' team is going to need to spin things up after this one and be ready to go for those 2 football games on September 12th and September 26th.
And I don't think Arlington Seguin is going to sneak up on anyone like they did last season.
They surprised a lot of people last year.
Coach Joe Gordon is building a championship team out there.
3rd and a dozen here for John Madden, the junior. Massey lowers his shoulder. He'll pick up 3 of it, but it's 4th down. Fourth down and a punt for Lone Star. We have not said that many times tonight.
That was exactly what I was about to say. How about that, man? Finally, we get a punt here.
Only the 2nd punt of the day. The last time they did punt was the squirrely one off the foot of John Madden. He'll get another crack at it here in the final minute of the 3rd. Line drive. That will be downed inside the 2-yard line. Everything is coming up Lone Star tonight. They will mark it at the 1. The next break Argyle catches will be the first.
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
Right. They hadn't caught one at all. And here's the thing, you get that one on the 1-inch line, basically. Talk about it being a line drive, but that was a perfect kick.
Tough spot here for McGuire Gasperson from the middle of his own end zone. Nice job here by Rexroth to get loose. Logan Rexroth's got 99 yards on the mind. He's going to have to outrun a whole bunch, but he's still going inside the 30. Logan Rexroth pushed out of bounds inside the 20.
That is excellent play call, but a big-time run from Rexroth. So much about that patience we were talking about as a runner. He turned on the afterburners.
83 yards for Logan Rexroth. He'll get the handoff again. How much is Logan Rexroth in the huddle going, Coach, can I have a play? You're going to give it to me again?
Absolutely not. No time to place your hands on your hips if you're Rexroth. don't even ask to come out of the game.
They're going to try and snap it one more time before the third quarter ends, and it's going to be Rexroth again. Rexroth with a lead blocker, and Logan Rexroth goes all 99 yards in 3 plays. And Argyle is back on the board.
Well, it's so much for not catching a break. Rexroth with the big-time run, and all it takes for 3 plays for the Argyle Eagles to get a score.
Extra point is up and through for Carter Stebbins. 38-14 at the end of 3. Logan Rexroth, 3 carries, 99 yards, and in 39 seconds, Argyle goes the length of the field. And it's 38-14 as we head to the 4th on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Stay tuned after the game as we unveil our Texas Day Brazil on fire player of the game.
There are a number of contenders tonight, Heckma Harrison, for the player of the game. Carice Hoyt feels like the leader in the clubhouse right now, but Trey Wright in that mix as well. That's kind of the conversation.
Don't look at me like that. Don't make me decide. Don't do that to me. Yeah, don't do that to me, Mike. I'm going. Carice Hoyt has had himself an evening.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Based off of that first half, I would have emphatically told you it was Trey Wright, but boy.
Carice Hoyt just keeps doing things. He's got an interception. He's got a fumble recovery. He's got 4 touchdowns on the night. Trey Wright has thrown for 3 scores. The sophomore in his first start for Lone Star. Little squib kick here up the middle. Checks up at the 18-yard line, and with a head of steam across the 35 is Austin Price. There is a flag down. Santonio Martin, number 5 for Lone Star, the offending party on the hold, so that will cut the return down a bit. They'll bring it back to the 25-yard line, and that's where we'll see Trey Wright get back to work. 5 seconds into the 4th quarter here tonight.
Well, I think some points right here for Argyle will go a long way for their psyche.
We will also, tonight after the game, bring you the Friday Night Football play of the game, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute. Ryder Mix trying to do his best to get featured in that segment, hopping over and working his way out of bounds. It looks like Ryder Mix is concerned about something that just happened on that play.
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
He looks...
Ouch. Yeah, when he jumped over the player, he has number 32, Max Land, running right behind him.
The way he's reacting and the way they are immediately working on him, it feels like that's probably a cramp, and you certainly hope that that's all it is, and the fact that they're already trying to work him back to his feet, maybe. But man, that was a violent reaction.
I just wanted to tell Ryder Mix, he took the words right out of I was just about to say how cool it is tonight and how we hadn't seen a bunch of cramps.
Yeah.
And then he does that.
Man. We've seen him go off once already tonight where he took the big shot to the gut from Nate Bruce and then moments later caught a touchdown pass. They're still working on him on the far sideline, but again, the way that they're working on him, it looks like
that's a cramp.
It's a cramp. You can actually see him at the very top of your screen, adjacent to the 42-yard line. Up the middle, big space here for Isaiah Massey into the second level, inside the 40 in Argyle territory.
Tell you what, Massey hadn't been doing a lot of work, but in that first half, second half, it has been the Isaiah Massey show.
Yeah.
And just here it is again, the Rangers with another drive.
Massey again on the delay handoff. Give him 8 more.
And I talked about the Argyle Eagles offensive line and the way that they were leaning on the Rangers. Now this Rangers offensive line, they're doing the work as well. You got a sophomore out there, Big Kendrick Morgan. Big old kid, sophomore, 6'4", 280 pounds.
Second and 3. Right, flushed. Bomar giving chase. And they'll take him out of bounds before he gets to the sticks. Sager Zamzow running him out. Third down and short.
I'm sure this defense is just continually asking themselves, how do we stop number 3?
Third and a deuce. Play action, incomplete.
Oh.
Flag late.
Yeah, they called him Malik Bracey. He grabbed him around the waist. That's a veteran move, but they called him.
And they do get Malik Bracey for the pass interference.
It was subtle, but right there on the sideline, referee had a view of it.
It's a free first down for Lone Star on what would have been a 4th down. It was a 3rd and 2 where they made the stop until the penalty. Massey snowed under. Ball come out there at the end. That ball is in the feet of Isaiah Massey. Look at it, he had it between his feet and his rear end.
How did he come up with that, though?
I guess that's possession.
Yeah, that's possession. I'm clamping it with my foot. You said prepare for some wild stuff. That's one.
That's one way to, I suppose, secure the football. He was on the ground. If you consider that possession, then the play is dead. Argyle went diving in there trying to grab it from his ankles. That's hard to claim that that's possession. Wright flushed. Oh my goodness, look at Trey Wright. How did he get out of there? And he's going to have the first down. Are you for real? Most QBs, this is a 3-yard loss.
Incredible. I mean, just when you think you have him, he finds a way to get through. And again, this drive just continues.
This is his first start.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. This kid is incredible. This is more of a coming out party. And boy, putting 5A on notice is Trey Wright.
Another flag here at the snap, another false start on Frisco Lone Star. Jeff Rayburn His football team's up 24. He's nearly on the 20-yard line on the far sideline, barking at his team, frustrated with these penalties tonight.
I don't blame him.
No, I don't either. I don't either. And listen, that's why this program is the program that they are. And I think he might be saying the way that he was pointing to the Argyle defense and the way that he is arguing right now and making his point with our lead official tonight, our white hat Ryan Vance, I almost wonder, is he trying to say that Argyle is doing something, some sort of disconcerting signal to try and get Lone Star to jump? That was going to be a point of emphasis. Oh, you know what? He's talking about the band. This is good. They have told the Argyle band that they need to stop playing, so now the Argyle band will commence screaming as loud as they possibly can.
Well, thank you for motivating the band. Exactly.
That is what he was shouting about. So now the whole Argyle crowd gets loud as Wright rolls to the right side, fires end zone. He was looking for Carice Hoyt just beyond his grasp, and it's 2nd and 15.
Excellent route from Hoyt. Just a little too much air under it for the sophomore, Trey Wright. He's human.
I think Carice Hoyt also knew that if he fully laid out and got a hand on that Landon Howell was going to plow right through him.
There's a little bit of alligator arms. I didn't want to say that for our player of the game. All right, how about that?
Listen, he's had a tremendous night, and he probably made the right decision, because I don't know that he would have been able to get his hand on that football. But Landon Howell was lurking, waiting for the opportunity. Up the middle for Messi. He'll earn back a couple of the yards, but it's going to be 3rd and a dozen.
So you're saying you understand.
Yeah, 1, yes. 2, anybody who played high school football with me 20-some-odd years ago would tell you I was not exactly the shining, gleaming example of toughness on the football field.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Nobody's going to fact check you on that.
I'm just being honest, man. Listen, I was a quarterback's quarterback. Is that the right way to put it?
That is the right way to put it.
3rd and a dozen for Frisco Lone Star. 4 wide receivers to the bottom of the formation. Wright's looking the other way. Flush that way. Makes a man miss, but he can't get any farther than that. There is a flag down right around the line of scrimmage. It is a hold against Lone Star. The question is to Todd Rogers whether he wants to take it or not. They're now telling him they can't play the music in-house either. Penalty is declined. It will be 4th down. So they will take the result of the play, will Todd Rogers and the Argyle Eagles.
Completely dialed in.
The ball will sit at the 10 to achieve a 1st down. As you can see the stick on the far side. They've got to get inside the 2, close to the 1. They'll call it 4th and 9. The Argyle band doing everything they can to make as much noise as possible absent the instruments.
Not only that, they've woken up the student section as well. It's letting them hear it.
Jeff Rayburn says, you know what? Let's let this play clock expire almost to 0 and let the Argyle band tire themselves out as much as possible. Then we'll bang the timeout.
I don't think that's possible. They're not going to tire themselves out. Not at halftime, though. That Lone Star band turned towards us, and I'm telling you, they sonic boomed us out of here. Both of these bands are incredible.
Next week on Friday Night Football, South Oak Cliff and Duncanville. And an update on Sock's game with Galena Park North Shore in the third quarter. Sock with a 28-19 lead on the North Shore.
Stop it.
Yes. Yes.
Stop it.
Yes. You're
joking.
Dead serious.
What quarter is it?
They are in the third.
Yeah.
They are in the third. That game is up here in Dallas. Noteworthy that North Shore had to make the long trek all the way up here.
Don't give them no excuses, Mike.
Listen. I'm just trying to explain the situation.
No, because they wouldn't give us that. This is Houston and Dallas. You know how this works. Don't you do that. No.
You are absolutely right about that. They wouldn't say a word about that. So out of the timeout, they will try the field goal. This is from 27 yards on the left hash for Landon Moore. This has been an adventure tonight. This time, Landon Moore is true. And it's 41-14 in favor of Lone Star.
I said, play the music as loud as you want. That was good.
So Landon Moore makes it 41-14. Frisco Lone Star with the lead. 7:27 to play in the fourth. An 11-play, 53-yard drive, and more importantly than that, Lone Star soaks up 4 minutes and 18 seconds worth of this fourth quarter with that drive.
That was a big-time drive. They cap it off with some points.
But yes, South Oak Cliff, 5A D2. As great as Sock has been, great for 4 straight years now, great.
Yeah, they got some talent.
But they're 5A D2.
Yeah,
to punch up a couple weight classes the way that they are, and not just punch up some weight classes, but against one of the brand name programs in all of not just Texas high school football, nationally.
Yeah.
North Shore, Duncanville, DeSoto, those three at the very least. South Lake Carroll trying to get back into that club, frankly, is some of these programs that are thought of nationwide. North Shore's on that list.
Yeah.
And for Sock to be doing what they're doing, that, if it continues the way that it's going and they're able to finish that off,
unbelievable.
That's got reverberations.
No, that is not only going to reverberate, they're going to be a lot of talking first thing in the morning about a victory like that. And the boys from Marsalis are incredible if they pull that off.
Into the end zone, ranging back on it and squeezing it is Ryan Nelson. He's going to try and return this.
Brought it out.
Yeah, after he had bobbled it. I wonder if maybe he thought he was in the field of play when he first contacted it and that maybe he had to. That's the only reason why that would have potentially been the right decision. I think he was in the end zone, though, when he first made contact with the football. That would have been one to just take a knee on.
Yeah, in the first opening game of the season, boy, special teams, as always, you have some of the biggest concerns. And we were talking off air early, and I said, man, most of the time you see these teams make the biggest jump in those second games that they play. They go back and watch the tape and they understand the mistakes that they made.
Gasperson, deep shot for Caldwell. One-on-one, and he makes the catch. Bryant Robinson right there with him in coverage. Caldwell hauls it in for 37.
Boy, we've been waiting to call his name, and finally, they had him under wrap. Can't keep a good guy down.
Brian Robinson, a young man who's got Power 4 offers. They're going to go after him again, and that's a whole
Well, you got to throw the flag, right?
Day.
If they didn't throw the flag, I was going to walk downstairs and grab the flag out of his pocket. Say, look, you need to use this thing. Look at Caldwell's jersey. We have to fix that. God.
Brian Robinson with a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Undressing Julian Caldwell halfway down the field. No question that was a hold.
And here's the thing. This isn't the NFL, so it's not a spot foul.
10-yard penalty, 1st and 10 at the 35. Rexroth gets the corner. Logan Rexroth hops his way inside the 25. He's got another first down. Under 7 minutes to play here in the fourth. In a 4-score game, Argyle's got essentially no chance here.
Yeah,
but they are certainly at the very least trying to go fast and trying to maximize the opportunity and see what they can't make happen here. Again, we saw crazy things a year ago. Gasperson, this kid can run. His grandfather was a sprinter. Gets out of bounds on the far sideline, give him 8 on the play.
Yeah, a little generational right there. That's passed down.
I talked to Gasperson's father before the game tonight down on the field, and he was saying to me, he said, yeah, you were talking last year about McGuire and his granddad, the sprinter, and he was running back in the days when they were still doing 110 yards, when they were still measuring it in yards, as Rexroth lowers his shoulder and gets out of bounds. Another first down, 1st and goal at the 2. But Brian Gasperson, McGuire's father, said, hey, do me a favor, don't mention that tonight, because we're never going to hear the end of it from his granddad if you do. So, Brian, I apologize, but we did finally go down that.
Hey, Pop, that's for you.
Let him know, Pop. Into the end zone goes Logan Rexroth for the touchdown. His 3rd of the day. And it's 41-20 with 6:24 here in the 4th.
That's a young man taking advantage of his opportunities. It's Rexroth, he came to play today.
He is, by the way, creeping up on 200 rushing yards tonight, 187 and 3 touchdowns. Carter Stebbins with the extra point, and it's 41-21. Will we see a little onside kick theater tonight here at Argyle's Eagle Stadium? Perhaps.
I think we've seen plenty of it. 21-41, why not?
They have a young man named Preston Edwards, a junior kicker, number 39, who they will use for squibs and pooches and onside kicks, things of that nature. You imagine that's who we will see come out on the field right now, as Todd Rogers' team wants to see if they can make a little something happen here in the back half of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they got plenty of time. I mean, just obviously to make it more interesting. But you give the ball right back to Trey Wright. And you know Coach Rayburn, what he's going to do is going to try and give him a healthy dose of Isaiah Massey.
So here comes Preston Edwards, teeing it up on the far hash mark. 6 Argyle Eagles on this near side. The onside kick, a beauty. Tough play, still loose on the deck. Lone Star all over it, and the Rangers recover.
Boy, that's Preston Edwards. He is so good at that onside kick.
Canton Cotton making the recovery for Lone Star. That was high-class stuff. That's a really good onside kick from Preston Edwards. That thing ate up Santonio Martin, the defensive back. And that's no criticism of Santonio Martin.
No.
That was a if you're a shortstop, you will. Corey Seager wouldn't have wanted any piece of that.
And I'll tell you what, Seager would have known that thing may check up on you, and that's where Santonio got lucky that it didn't check up on him.
So Lone Star takes over, 6:20 in the 4th. Argyle still with all 3 timeouts, but still down 3 scores. John Madden back in there at quarterback, and he'll hand off for Massey, who picks up a 1.5 yards. Flag on the play will go against Lone Star, I believe. Oh, beg your pardon. Brody Bomar flagged for the face mask.
Well, that won't help you.
Not at all. All the way to the 38 in Argyle territory. Massey again. Another yard and a half.
And tough yards, and he runs right into Max Bland. Well, they put Max Bland all over the place. He's up at the linebacker position. They put his hand down in the dirt at the defensive end.
They really like what Max Bland can do, and they're going to utilize him however they can this year in his senior year. Clock approaching 5 minutes left. Near side complete in the hands of Logan Brown, and Brown spins his way back to the inside and picks up the first down. Do join us tonight at 10:40, 1 hour from right now, for Friday Night Football 5th Quarter, our brand new post-game streaming show here on WFAA Plus. Highlights from around the area. Joe Trahan out at the Alito Denton Geyer game tonight. Jonah Javad and Michelle Montaigne at that South Oak Cliff North Shore game. Highlights of those games and much more tonight on Friday Night Football 5th Quarter on WFAA Plus. Massey up the middle again, finds a crease, and he's down to the 10-yard line, 1st and goal.
Well, I said it before, man. This Isaiah Massey kid, he is a load to deal with. Well, it's 5'9", 175, but boy, he runs angry behind those pads.
That play just put the Lone Star offense today, Heckma, over 600 yards of offense.
Yikes. That's how you start the season off.
That doesn't happen to Argyle's defense very often. That's unheard of. This Lone Star Rangers offense can go. 1st and goal, 41 points on the board, still looking for more. Massey bottled up. Brody Bomar first on the scene. Charlie Heiser there to finish him off. A loss of 2.
Boy.
Down under 3.5 to go here. Madden, end zone shot, nobody home. Logan Brown in the vicinity, but he got tangled up with Landon Howell and was on the deck. It's 3rd and goal from the 11.
Still attacking. Even with 600 yards of offense, still coming at him. Yeah, I like what you said, Mike. That don't happen to Argyle's defense.
No. A team that gave up 17.9 points per game a year ago. Pressure over the middle and too tall. John Madden took a shot.
Yes, he did.
Brody Bomar in his kitchen. 4th and goal. And they'll bring Landon Moore out for one more field goal attempt.
For Coach Rayburn, he's like, look, all I wanted is to own that clock. We still come away with some points here.
Again, this has been dicey tonight. He kicked one into the back of his offensive line. They had a snap get bobbled by Madden. He did also hit a 27-yard field goal 4 minutes ago. This one from the same distance, but right up the middle, and perfect again. So good progress through the evening for Landon Moore and the field goal unit for Lone Star. A pair of field goals here in the 4th, and it's 44-21 with 3:10 to play.
Way to cap it.
Let's bring you back to last year, last November, here at 41-21. The final score, the students rushing the field as the second round of the playoffs.
Coach Todd Rogers said, get back. Get back.
You want to see respect for a head football coach? It's right there on your screen. They all saw Todd Rogers and said, nope, not crossing him. 41-21, the final score. That was last year here at Eagle Stadium as Argyle beat Emerson in the first round of the playoffs, 41-21. That was the student section that was sitting where the band normally does. The band had a competition out of town. I want to say it was down in San Antonio. So they had the student section sit where the band did, and they all come spilling on the field right as the game ended. And that clip went super viral last year, and Todd Rogers was texting me in the aftermath of it. He's like, somebody told me that's got like 2.5 million views on social media. Everybody got a kick out of that moment a year ago because, that was a lot of respect for one Todd Rogers. That one will bound into the end zone, and that play is dead. Julian Caldwell, don't bring that ball
Do not. Whatever you do, don't bring that one out.
Yeah, that was an all-time moment here on Friday Night Football back in November of last year.
Wow.
So Argyle will take over. Because they held Lone Star to a field goal, it is still a 3-score game, but with only 3:10 on the clock to work with for the Argyle Eagles, it feels largely immaterial at this point. Lone Star looking to start the year 1-0. They'll face Garland in their other non-district game a week from tonight, and then start off their district schedule, McKinney North, on the 12th. Gasperson pressured from behind and taken down. Quickly on top of him was Colson Jaggers.
Boy, and Jaggers lands with all of his weight on Gasperson. Woo. Talk about a tough night. You got a guy that size landing on you.
A loss of 3 on the play. Second to Baker's dozen for Gasperson, and he's sacked again. Chris Knowles this time.
Putting the pressure on up front.
This is just the first of 11 regular season games that you can see right here on WFAA Plus on Friday Night Football. Again, we told you about the South Oak Cliff North Shore game a week from tonight at Duncanville. Week 3, Salina and Gunner, a pair of #1 ranked teams in the state, a pair of defending state champions. Another #1 team in the state in week 4, South Lake Carroll, the top 6A team in the state, will play host to Euless Trinity as we have hit the 2-minute timeout here in the fourth quarter. Again, a 3-score lead for the Lone Star Rangers. Impressive road performance from Jeff Rayburn's team. South Lake Carroll, Euless Trinity week 4. Week 5, we've got Glen Rose and Alvarado. We'll hang out in the 4A ranks for a week. And then we start off October, Heckma, with the 2 games of the year on our schedule. Aledo Denton Ryan on October 3rd, up in Denton at C.H. Collins. And then a week later, October 10th, Duncanville hosts DeSoto. 5th straight year we have had that matchup, and the expectation is it will be a movie just like always.
It's a party. And hey, you better get your tickets early to that one. Every time we get there, it's people lined up all around the fence. I'll tell you what, I am really impressed with this Frisco Lone Star squad. They did it on both ends tonight, offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
Made the plays when they needed to. I think Coach Rayburn is obviously not going to be satisfied with all of it. Special teams, the PAT, got to get that cleaned up. But I tell you what, Carice Hoyt, he is a weapon.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, he is a weapon. And he came out here, put on the show, and it was from the interception, the one that he tipped and back to himself.
Right from the word go, he was the most impactful player on the football field. 3rd down and a mile. Gasperson hits the escape hatch, but there is a flag down. Rexroth with the reception. Logan Rexroth creeping up on 200 yards of total offense today.
Yeah, he's had himself a game. Nathaniel Bruce, who obviously we come in and we expect for him to have a monster game.
20 for a $118 for Nate Bruce. I'm surprised they decided to take that penalty there, as it would have been 4th and about 12, depending on exactly where they marked him out of bounds. I'm surprised Jeff Rayburn didn't take the result of the play, because he did not pick up. It would have been 4th and 8 as I'm looking back at the replay. Instead, they will take 3rd down and 27 with under 2 to play here in the 4th.
Yeah, I think if you're Argyle, you look at everything and you say to yourself, you're like, look, man, we came up probably against one of the best teams in 5A right now.
Rexroth on the handoff. Still going across the 25. Not enough for a first down.
The question is, how do you bring him down, man?
That does put Logan Rexroth over 200 yards on the day. 15 for 205 and 3 touchdowns. He has been the offense for Argyle tonight. Nate Bruce, 20 for a $118, is nothing to sneeze at either.
Yeah, I think Logan Rexroth will be taking an ice bath tonight. It's going to be plenty sore in the morning.
Oh, that one goes through the hands of Stebbins on the punt snap. He's going to try and get a punt off here, and does. That may even get back beyond the line of scrimmage. It will roll backward and fall dead at the 21-yard line, and that will go down as a 0-yard punt.
I think you'll take it, because that's that rugby-style punt. He's able to elude and get away from the pressure and get that one off.
Yeah, compared to the disaster it could have been, 2 and possibly 6 points for Lone Star, a 0-yard punt in that situation is actually a win. Doesn't look great for the stats for Carter Stebbins, but he made a pretty good football play right there.
Mike, if you don't mind, is there any way that I could get a score update?
I was about to give you one.
Okay.
Because it has gotten better for South Oak Cliff. What? They are in the 4th now, and it is 35-19 Golden Bears. South Oak Cliff trying to put the world on notice tonight.
Oh, man.
You can watch them next week right here on Friday Night Football against Duncanville.
Never thought I'd be jealous of Jonah, but I am right now. I am right now.
Dude, we will get to see them a week from now.
Yeah.
And that game is always fun, but the hype for Sock Duncanville just went through the roof.
Is this the year?
A kneel down there for John Madden, and that will be the final snap of the football game. The Lone Star Rangers come on the road and put a hurting on number 4 Argyle. This is a big-time performance for Jeff Rayburn's football team. 44-21 the final, and the number 5 Rangers start the year 1-0.
Yeah, excellent game. I'm going to say right now that this Frisco Lone Star team is for real, and they played without arguably their best player.
Very possibly. Very, very possibly. Davian Gross is there. As great as Carice Hoyt's going, hey, man, what about? But seriously, as sensational as Carice Hoyt is and certainly was tonight, Davian Gross is a 4-star kid on his way to Florida.
Yeah, talk about
it. And Jeff Rayburn says he may be the most talented kid we've ever had at Lone Star.
Yeah.
They just did what they did tonight without that dude.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Frisco Lone Star is a major factor. It has been in the water supply in Frisco over the last couple of months. Hey, Lone Star's as good as they have been in a while.
Yeah. Talk about the speed. Coach Todd Rogers was telling you that it should be illegal. I think there's going to be a lot of head coaches saying the same thing. Some speeding tickets must be given out with these guys on the field. Yep. It is a track meet. But for me, Trey Wright
you know, you think that maybe the moment may be too big for a young quarterback like that, playing in this atmosphere. It was nothing.
Not at all. Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas de Brazil. Indulge in unlimited flavors. Why settle for just one dish? At Texas de Brazil, every dining experience is an unlimited exploration of bold, fresh, and authentic flavors. After this, the Friday Night Football player and play of the game. We'll be right back. End zone shot. What a catch!
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, South Oak Cliff at Duncanville. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pumps out, make sure to protect your paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today. Thanks for downloading the WFAA Plus app. The main page is a live stream of WFAA programming, and you can find on-demand stories as well. Just click a tab at the top of your screen and scroll down to find WFAA original programming.
And now, the Texas de Brazil on fire player of the game. And now, the Texas de Brazil on fire player of the game.
Sorry about that, a little false start, but your player of the game, no real surprise. Carice Hoyt, the superstar for Frisco Lone Star. 4 touchdowns in total on the day. We'll run this back and show it to you again. It was his touchdown reception right before halftime. That was just one of his sensational plays tonight, Heckma Harrison. Really, really big-time night from Carice Hoyt. He was fun to watch this evening.
He just showed you his playmaking ability, offensively and defensively. But, man, when he got the party started, doing it in the air and also doing it on the ground. But, man, the biggest plays that he was making, one of the plays that he made was on defense.
His interception we'll show you here in just a minute when we come back. But Hoyt's final tally, 5 receptions, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also had a touchdown run, and he also had 2 big turnovers. One of those 2 turnovers coming up right after this in your play of the game. End zone shot. End zone shot. What a catch!
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, South Oak Cliff at Duncanville. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pumps out, make sure to protect your paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Right.
Here's tonight's Friday Night Football Play of the Game, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute.
Yeah, it's the Carice Hoyt show tonight. The interception he made to start this night off. Let's look at it one more time, Clay Marshall. If we can blink backward, here we go. McGuire Gasperson looking downfield, and Heckma, the tip to himself for the interception. Carice Hoyt made play after play after play tonight.
Yeah, he was just showing out, and I think that's where he got the party started right there, was when he tipped that ball to himself. And I think we both kind of gasped and looked at each other and said, did he just do that? And then he made 8 other plays that made us look at each other like that as well. Yeah. So what a talented young man, and, man, he is primed and ready to have a really big season.
2 touchdown receptions, 2 touchdowns rushing. He only needed to run the ball 4 times for 12 yards, but he had the 2 touchdown runs, 5 receptions for $126 and 2 more scores. He intercepted a pass. He recovered a fumble. What more do you want out of Carice Hoyt, the young man that we told you off the top of the broadcast was so unselfish in moving out of the quarterback position to everything else that Jeff Rayburn needed him to do, and he did everything that Jeff Rayburn needed him to do tonight.
Maybe he can kick the PAT. Maybe that's the only other thing that they may need from this kid. But, man, absolute wonderful game for number 1, Carice Hoyt.
Lone Star 44-21 victors, a dominant performance on the road. This is the kind of thing that can start off a special season for a program that has been always in the mix. Mm-hmm. Lone Star is always a factor, but they've been just that half step down from whether it's Aledo or Denton Ryan or last year Highland Park and Smithson. They've been just a hair, I mean a hair,
yeah,
but just a hair off. This doesn't look like a team that's going to be a hair off of anything.
I got one name for you, and that's Trey Wright.
Yeah.
He changes it for them. He's elusive. How many times did we see Trey Wright bottled up, looked like he was going to take a sack, and somehow he escapes through the back door? Design runs, no matter what it is. This kid is just absolutely talented. And oh, by the way, if he can't make the proper throw, even if he has to sidearm it, he gets it home. And so those are just the little things that I saw from this young man. He's cool under pressure, and he's also a general out there. You've seen him directing traffic, telling guys where to go, and making plays. Man, I tell you what, exceptional young man.
It's Carice Hoyt as your player of the game because of his impact on the defensive side of the ball as well, the interception and the fumble recovery. But Trey Wright was absolutely knocking on the door as player of the game tonight as well. His final line, 17 of 27, 299 passing yards and 3 scores, 15 carries, 137 rushing yards.
Yikes.
436 yards of total offense from a sophomore making his first start on the road at Argyle.
Yeah.
What?
That is unbelievable. And he is as advertised. This kid is just an exceptional athlete. Just a great job by Wright.
Pretty nice night to kick off the Friday Night Football season, my friend.
Oh, man.
Not bad.
It doesn't do anything but get better from here, man. We just build on this.
While we do that, before we say goodbye, one more time, next week on Friday Night Football, South Oak Cliff and Duncanville. South Oak Cliff and Duncanville at Duncanville, a 7 o'clock kickoff, and one more look at the score of that game right now as I refresh it on my phone. Still in the fourth quarter, still 35-19, Sock with the lead. They've got 432 yards of total offense against North Shore. 309 on the ground. Levon Morton with a $153, Mikhail Trotter with 137. 3 receiving scores tonight from Jalen Moore. You'll see all those young men against Reginald Sample's Duncanville Panthers team 1 week from tonight, right here on WFAA+. We were excited about that game anyway.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, that just got turned up to a completely different level after the events of tonight. That will do it for us here in Argyle. The 2025 season of Friday Night Football is underway. In 34 minutes time, though, Friday Night Football 5th quarter here on WFAA+. We will whip around the area. Highlights from all around, including that Sock Duncanville game, all coming your way tonight at 10:40. For our entire Friday Night Football crew, our director, Clay Marshall, our photographers, Graham Rayner and Cody Pryor, our statistician, Robert Walton, and Heckma Harrison alongside, I'm Mike Leslie. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here in Argyle as we kick off the 2025 season of Friday Night Football. Lone Star with a 44-21 win on the road. We will see you next week in Duncanville.